All right, welcome back, everybody. So this is going to be part 2 of our Master of Orion game. This is a challenging starting position. I only give myself maybe like 50-50 odds to win from here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, the Clacons have been a real pain. But it's like the Clacons are the immediate threat, and then the Silicoids are a dire long-term threat. But at least the Silicoids are like one of the game's worst races, or weakest races when they have a lot of territory. Yeah, so just as a quick refresher, the Silicoids have expanded everywhere. The Clacons are our other big opponent. The problem is we only have 6 planets. We really have no opportunities to get any additional planets. And the fear is just the Silicoids, I'll be up against the Silicoids in the council. They'll vote for themselves. The Clacons are at war with me. They'll vote for the Silicoids. Look how many planets the two of them have combined. That is looking a lot like they will have 2/3 of the population between them. So that's the fear. The good news is we have 24 turns until the next council vote. We may be able to drop our population low enough to avoid being nominated. So just have to go from there. But like 6 planets is not where we really want to be. The good news is we're very competitive on production because we got that improved robotics 3 in our tech tree. And we're actually, like, this might look bad on tech, but this is actually not bad on tech for impossible at all, because we've kind of been getting our own tech, and then we've also been stealing Clacon tech. So just as a reminder of what we're looking for right now, I think we go computer tech if we get a steal with them. At least the Clacons are at war with like everybody as well. And the Silicoids are also at war. That alliance with the Cylons is a problem, though, because that means they would draw the Cylons vote. And we're trying to get a fresh tech report on what they actually have, because ours is 19 years out of date. At least there's not a council vote for a little while. In terms of our tech, let's see, we are researching the next scanner tech. We have improved robotics 3. We just built the factories. We're researching auto repair. Once this comes in, we can think about going on the offensive. We need this, and then we need a better shield, and then we need a bomb of some kind. We're researching Class B planetary shield. That's a biggie. Terraforming plus 30 is also pretty important. After we get the planetary shield, I'll reallocate spending away from quite so heavy on force fields. This range 7 is whatever. We don't really care about this. And then weapons, we're researching scatter packs, which is also a big deal. That will make us a lot safer. As far as going on the offensive against the Clacons, right now they have like no shielding, but they have stingers. So like if there's no point in attacking right now because stingers would rip apart anything I can send at the moment. So we just have to be patient, tech to better stuff, hope they don't get a planetary shield. If I were to steal the Stinger missiles from them, I could actually do some damage with Stinger missile boats, but like I'd have to get to that point. And once we have improved scanners, we'll actually have this in scanner range. All right, quick check at what our planets are doing. Starting at our capital. I think most planets are just on research right now. Oh yeah, this planet is building bases. Oh, and you know what I was going to do? I had this scanner ship in production. I want to finish this so I can keep a scout on their designs. I believe that we know what's on most of them, but I definitely want 1 copy of that ship. Oh, all right, we don't need 2 of that ship. We just need 1. But I want to have 1 of those scanner ships available so I can check out. I think most of my planets are just researching, yeah. This planet, Iowa, safe for the time being. Oh, we're about to finish factories here, and then that can go back to research. Okay. Yeah, the Clacons still have less pop than us because the AI does not do a very good job of managing population in this game. Oh, hello. Computer tech. All right, give me BC4. Give me BC4. I think we got a deep enough penetration that we can get Battle Computer 4. It's BC3 or BC4. Both are good, but BC4 is obviously better. Ah, we got the lower one. Okay. Still, hey, it's still a higher battle computer than we had. It's still a higher battle computer than we had, so, you know, slightly unfortunate. Because I think we did have odds to get this, because I think that was a relatively deep spy penetration. Oh well, it is what it is. If we don't get computers, I think we steal construction, because II-8 would be, better than what we have. This is if we get computers as an option again, we're guaranteed to pick this. But yeah, I think we might want that. The alternative would be go for weapons, but if it's a lower level penetration, we'll only get ion or neutron blaster, which I don't really care that much about. So I think it would be construction if we don't get computers as an option. Sublate drives would be nice too, but all right. Have we gotten the updated spying report with them yet? No. Okay, so on the plus side, all our missile bases will be higher. So where is this going? Is this coming at us? I guess we'll find out. This daggers and colony ships. I'll have this scanner ship available next turn. Well, the problem with trying to steal propulsion is if it's a low-level penetration, I'm probably taking range 6, and I'm about to get range 7. Also, the Warp 3 engines are not as big of an upgrade over Warp 2 because they don't give you another movement on the combat screen, but still not terrible. All right, yep. So I think we're just kind of teching for the time being and hoping that we don't get attacked. All right, looks like there's not an attack incoming. All right, Mars. We have to rebuild the factories. That's whatever. Oh, cool. Another bad event. Oh my god, this is a really bad event because it's hitting the capital, which is the largest planet. This is actually pretty terrible. This means now we're going to have to put a whole bunch of planets on reserve spending, or else our capital explodes. That's a terrible event. Could have been worse, though. We could have pulled the assassination event against the Silicoids, which then would have just ended the game. Yep, pretty much all the events are bad in this game. It's extremely rare to get an event that's not bad. So that's pretty terrible. Anyway, so Mars, you need to rebuild the factories. Mossad is our other best planet. I need you to feed the reserve. And honestly, I think I need Crimson to feed the reserve as well. And I think that will be enough, I hope. Let's put all of these on. So this is basically going to stop all research for a couple turns, which is just awful. Let's see how much reserve we get from putting this many planets on the reserve. That's a really, really bad event. Sometimes the bad event happens to someone that isn't you. It tends to be pretty rare, though. All right. So we have to double. If you don't use reserve spending, all right, no, it looks like we really do need all these planets. If you don't do reserve spending, then you will not solve the problem in time. So we really have to do this. So this is just an incredible amount of production going up in smoke. As I said, this is a horrible, horrible event because we don't have much time to solve it, but it is what it is. It's all we can do. All these other planets just going to have to work on feeding the reserve. Oh, this maybe this planet can do research as well. Let's try that. Let's see if we have enough to double production. But like this event could have hit Mars, and then it would be vastly easier to solve the problem. It's just because this is hitting my best planet. It's pretty bad. All right, have we gotten a fresh scout on the Silicoids? Yes. All right, let's see what they've got. So their computer tech's actually not that great. It's roughly comparable to what we have. They have no planetary shields. I just can't attack them because if they come after me, like I can't really stop fusion bombs right now. They're actually not that strong. Not as bad as it could be. This is honestly not that bad relative to what it could be. Just keep that 2%. Stealing fusion bombs would be neat, but I do not want to turn my spies loose against the Silicoids. I really don't. All right, let's keep going then. Oh, I meant to scout what was on that planet. We need 2,600. Okay, well, at least it told me 2,600 points, yeah. So you can see we will get this done. We will not lose our capital, our home world, but it's not going to be great. All right, I don't know where this is going. Are these fleets going to Ukko? Well, let's send our scanner. Oh, we actually have 2 of these? What the? I guess we built the second one by accident. Well, that's not awful. Let's send one up there. If we've got 2 of them, we might as well use them both. And we'll send this one over here. It just hurts to like not be getting research done on these turns. Oh, another deep penetration. We got it. BC4. I'm going to keep directing them at the Silicoids. Nice. All right, that's big. I actually have 4 spies against them right now. All right. 4 spies. So what would I pull from them now? So now our computer tech is fully equal to them, plus we have the Darlok bonus. We have level 18 computer tech. Plus, this is really nice because now we'll be able to jump ahead a tech level. And when we finish Improved Space Scanner, we'll be able to jump ahead and research what's at the next tier class BC4. I think that's how it works. Let me look at the tech tree again real quickly. I know the early levels of the tech tree, but by heart. But like once you start getting the third or fourth rung, it starts to be a little bit unclear to me. I'll put this on screen so you guys can see it. Hold on. Just so, because, all right, so hold on, let me do this here. All right, desktops. Now you should be able to see. So Master of Orion's tech tree is a ladder. You have to research one tech at each level, and then you can jump forward to the next one. Oh, never mind, they're at the same tier. Okay, Improved Space Scanner and BC4 are the same. So we're gonna hope that Robotics 4 is available at the next tier, the next rung of the ladder. Okay, so it didn't actually let me jump forward, but it's still great. Like we only researched BC2, and then we went Battle Computer 2, then Improved Robotics, then Improved Space Scanner, but we're still going to have Battle Computer 4, which is great. Higher attack levels for your missile bases, higher level attack levels for your ships, really, really good. Anyway, just thought I'd put that on screen so folks can see it. Okay. So yes, they were the same tech level. My bad. All right, so we have to continue dumping in reserve spending here. We didn't have quite enough to double it that turn. But we'll make it with time to spare. It's just we've had to sink an immense amount of resources into doing this. At least it could be worse. At least we're not in like frantically defending our territory right now. The Silicoids have battle computers, but nothing else. Thankfully, they do not have improved robotics. We actually could get something really good if we were willing to trade them improved robotics. It's just like, do you want to trade them improved robotics? I think the answer to that is no. I think the answer to that is no. We could try and increase. We're actually up to relaxed relations with them. Let's see if we can upgrade our relations. All right, we got a non-aggression pact. And we'll upgrade our trade agreements. Okay. Yeah, I'm not interested in fighting them right now. I'd rather help things out. Of course, now our trade income is going to plummet, but as long as we stay at peace with them. I got to adjust spending now because we signed that trade agreement. Again, I'm not trying to bring them down on me, not until later in the game. All right. So obviously I'm not fighting this, I just want to see what's on their designs. Alright, so their planet has 24 bases. Oh, no points of shielding here. That's kind of interesting because this is in the nebula. There's no shielding here. And then these ships... Okay, the Avenger ship has a neutron blaster, so we really do need to get the planetary shield. Once we have a planetary shield, we have 7 points of shielding, and then that's enough to block the neutron blasters because they do 3 to 12 damage. Gets cut in half against shields, so that they can only do up to 6 damage against planetary shields. So we have to get the planetary shield. And the name of that ship is Avenger. Also a heavy ion cannon on the Pegasus. How much does the heavy ion? I actually don't know how much the heavy version of that does. I'm just going to look at the table. Heavy ion does 3 to 15, so it can do up to... Okay. Heavy ion is also blocked by a planetary shield, but we have to get a planetary shield. Otherwise, if they send a lot of these after us, we're in trouble. All right. This is actually, no, this might be a higher level. So what do we want here? We have improved industrial 8 or battle suits in construction. II-8 doesn't do a whole lot. Battle suits would be nice for any future ground combat. We could always go weapons and try to pull stingers. That's always a possibility. And propulsion, we have the better engines. Planetology is just controlled tundra, which does nothing for us. Trying to think there. Some people want to go for sublight. Some people want to go for stingers. You know, our weapons tech is pretty bad. I think we actually don't have any guns at all. So even if we pull blasters or ions, it's not terrible because we don't have any weapons. We don't have any guns right now, so I think I'm going to lean weapons. And we pulled the lowest possible result. Okay, well, okay. So we're actually up to 4th in Empire production. I'm surprised we're not higher than the Cylons. who don't appear to be that strong in this galaxy. All right. I think we only have like 1 or 2 more turns until this stupid supernova is gone. So anyway, we were able to get a scan, and we know that that's the design we need to watch out for. Kind of curious what's on. Actually, no, as soon as we get our improved scanner, we'll be able to see what's on this planet. So I don't know that we need to race to scout that. So we pulled the lowest possible option, but of course every tier of weapons does help with miniaturization. And hey, now if we see weapons, we got 50-50 to pull neutron blaster or stingers. I would consider building stinger missile boats if I know I said this already, but I would consider doing that to harass them. Because like I have good battle computers, like BC4 plus stingers would hurt, and they only have 2 points of shielding for their bases. Like I could actually build a bunch of missile boats, like fire off a missile launch and then retreat backwards, which would be very annoying for them to have to deal with. Especially would be a useful here because Crypto, remember, is in a nebula. There's no shields there. Although I think I'd prefer to hit this location because it's more out of the way. Remember, the AI struggles to hit targets at the edge of the map for whatever reason. It just messes with its pathfinding. Anyway, though, let's hope that we can finish this. Now, oh, there's an attack incoming. Okay. All right, this is a lower level penetration. This is a lower level penetration. So this is, we can take Controlled Tundra, we can take II-8, or we can take range 6. I think we take II-8 because that's actually useful, and it means that if we get construction again, we are guaranteed to take battle suits. So I think it's II-8 here. Propulsion is just going to give us range 6, which is not that useful. So let's take II-8. We're going to keep framing the silicoids. Yeah, you kind of got to check each turn because, I mean, we have 4 spies in them. That's insane. We have 4 spies. I mean, we can really pick their entire tech tree clean. Yeah. Like we're getting a lot of techs from them. It's not actually close. We can lift. We should be able to steal like literally their entire tech tree. All right, what do they have coming towards us right now? Okay, we should be able to shoot that down without much trouble. Okay, I'm not too concerned about this, but I will go ahead and just build another base for safety's sake. This also will mean that we have all the latest upgrades on that base. All right, I think this is the last turn that we need the supernova, but I will continue feeding the reserve just in case. I do not want my capital to go nova. Sadly, we're like not getting any research done. We're getting close on the force fields though. That's nice. And then scatter packs will be good. It's actually not bad to have both stingers and scatter packs because you can flip between them depending on what threats you're seeing. All right, come on, let's have this finally over and done with. All right. So we can take battle suits here if we want, or we can roll the propulsion dice. I want to take battle suits. Having higher tiers of construction is always good for shipbuilding too. I mean, we have 4 spies in their territory right now, so I'm not surprised we're getting this. All right. We need 184 research points. Okay. So we've got this. We can take all these ships, all these planets off reserve spending. Down to 184, so, okay. Nazgul, let's just have you spend more just for safety's sake. But now I can finally stop feeding the reserve from every other planet. Where is this going? Is this going for Iowa? I think it is. Iowa, let's get you building some bases, shall we? Because I think that's where this is heading. 18 Pegasus. Okay. I think they're switching their focus over to Iowa. But we've definitely got some time before they get there. If it's going to Mossad, we have even more time. But I believe this is a rally point headed to, I'm just trying to trying to measure up where this is going. So I think it's Iowa. We'll see. Soon we'll have the scanner tech, and then we'll actually be able to see where the heck they're going. We don't have to guess at it. And force fields is now in the percentages, so that's a plus. All right. Got to check each turn to see if anything new. We are 16 turns away from a council vote. Yeah, at this point, it's probably keep rolling for stingers, honestly, because we're about to research range 7. I don't want to pick that by accident after investing a lot of tech research points into it. We're like halfway there. We have 18 levels of computer tech because we've been really focusing on that. All right. So we're going to have a combat this turn. Should we aim at taking a Clackham world? I mean, I'd love to, but I don't see how I could possibly do that. I have literally no military at all. I would love to, but there's just no way it's going to happen. Yeah, it looks like they're... Oh, wait, what the? We only had one option there. Okay, so we end the supernova threat, but apparently this ship is apparently headed for Mossad. Okay, so Mossad, you need to build a couple bases here. We can stop building bases here. Yeah, these are definitely going for Iowa. It's the only possible location. So let's hope that we can have this planetary shield deployed. Yeah, we're still not in contact with half the races in the galaxy. The one thing I'm worried about is this alliance with the Cylons. I'm concerned about that because that's another vote. I don't know that I can absorb... I don't think I can absorb votes from Silicoids and Clackons and Cylons all voting against me. I probably need to try to get peace with the Clackons before the next council vote, because if I can do that, then they won't vote against me. But because they would actually vote for me because they are at war with the Silicoids, I believe. I think they are. No, they're actually not at war with... How can they not be at war with the Silicoids? I've directed so many spying attempts. I framed them so many times. How can they not be at war? Oh, well. All right. This should be blasters. I mean, how many times have I framed them for theft? So now it's... I mean, we're just like basically cleaned out their whole tech tree at this point. But yeah, they're not at war with the... Jeez, how can they not be at war with the Clackons? That's insane how many times I've framed them for theft attempts. All right, these stacks are getting a little bit larger that they're sending after me. But I can't pull these planets off bases. I'm just hoping that I can get this deployed soonish. At least now we're finally back to decent research. Yeah, Iowa need more bases before the shields pop. Well, I mean, it'll have... Oh, that's a pretty good stack. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm building bases as fast as I can. I do have reserve spending if it's really crucial, but I think it's okay. I think I've got a couple more turns. All right. It's just still an attack like every... All right, there we go. So I think now it's use reserve spending. All right, and we definitely want Class 5 deflectors. That's a pretty nice one, too. He's actually willing to sign peace, yes. Yes, I'm willing to sign peace. I've actually gotten almost everything I want from them in terms of tech steals. Yes, this is actually really good. I mean, we kind of got everything we wanted for the most part. So let's pull back the spies for the time being. And they are at war with the Mechlars. Excellent. All right. This is going to buy us some time. I'll pull back the spies because, as I said, we kind of got what we want from them at this point. I mean, we don't have Zortrium, but we do have Duralloy. We don't have Stingers, but that's okay. We got all their other techs. And we don't have sublight drives, but... All right. So let's go ahead. Now we'll change up the settings a little bit. We can dial back force fields a little bit. I still do want to emphasize that heavily because I do want that next level of... but I do want to get more in planetology. And I guess we should put something in propulsion. Okay. All right. That said, this attack is incoming, so I am going to... I don't know quite how this works. I don't know if they're going to turn back or not. But let's just see if we can get the shield built. I think I have 2 turns before they arrive. Let's see if we can get the shield built. I think it'll take 2 turns for the shield to arrive. Also, now that I've turned down my spying, I think I might be able to squeeze out a little bit more. Yeah, I was able to squeeze out an extra tick. All right, I do want the shield up on Athos, though. Actually, I want the shield go up everywhere, except I'll let Mars carry research load for the time being. While all the other planets are building their shields. You're still on research. Okay. And now our trade is finally hopefully going to go positive soonish. They should turn back. Well, let's just see. I can't recall quite how this works. Do we want to try to sign them up for trade? Let's leave it alone for right now. Okay, looks like they did. Well, actually, no, they haven't quite gotten there yet. All right, so the planetary shield will get built between turns, just in case they would attack us. We will get planetary shields built on most of these worlds. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to survive this next council vote, and then we can think about what we want to do after that. Just trying to survive the council votes for the time being. Right now, I'm not in too much danger. So there will be the question of, do we then turn and try to fight the silicoids? I suppose that is a possibility. I'm trying to get a fresh spying report on them. I know that they're super strong, but I don't think their defenses are that great. And like they're engaged in warfare elsewhere in the galaxy. Do I have like a location where I could hit them? Like over here at Klystrom? We will have this is only 5 parsecs. When we get the improved scanner, we'll be able to see what's going on here. I guess it's Inferno, so we can't actually settle there. So I guess we don't have the tech to colonize there, but that would be a possibility because they're not going to be very well defended over here. And honestly, the Klakons are not really... Klakons might not be who we need to fight, honestly. Have about 10 turns of invulnerability. Well, it'd be great to loot the Cylons if we could find them. I mean, look how big the silicoids are. I'm just very concerned about how much like they're still picking up more territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. They're at 19. There's only 48 planets in this galaxy, and they're at 19 already. That is an awful lot. Get that Stinger boat. Stinger boat would be nice. Yeah, they don't have any planetary shields. I just feel like we might need to cultivate the Klakons as an ally, even though we've had bad relations with them so far. So maybe we should try to form a trade agreement. Okay, well, they're not in the mood right now. We can always try again in a little bit. Maybe we can try with the lowest possible setting. Would any other race in this galaxy please settle a world? I mean, seriously, the hardest maps are the ones where one AI just starts completely dominating. You want the AIs to all have like 6 to 8 worlds. That's very doable. When like a bunch of them have 2 or 1, I bet that several of these are one planet empires. I think that what happened on this map is, so we know the silicoids started here. This is their home world. The Klakons started, I think, here. Which one's Colden? Here. Colden's this one. Okay. So they started here. And then I bet all the other AI started over here. So like the silicoids just had like half the galaxy to themselves, basically. And there was no way for us to get down there. There's probably a lot of uninhabited worlds, or hostile worlds, and they're just claiming all of them. Yeah. Like, I think we'll be okay on this next council vote, I think. So we're going to get a bunch of planetary shield messages now. Yeah, so they did end up turning back on some of these worlds. Okay. So now this planet Mars can build its shield. All right, so we did get that in time. Not that that ended up being a combat or whatever. Yeah, so just trying to figure out what the best route forward is. It's probably to hit the silicoids, honestly, even though I'm not eager to do that because they're pretty strong. But, I mean, maybe. I wish I had a better location. Like this might look like it. Well, I guess that's toxic, so that's no good. This is by far the best place to hit them, but we don't have controlled Inferno. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We have controlled Dead. Why couldn't that be a dead planet? That we could actually make a play for. Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe we can get better. Well, we can't really trade with anyone else. The only other one we have contact with is the Klakons, so... Do we turn our spies loose against these guys? What would we even steal? I don't know if there's that much we really want from them. The fusion bomb? I don't know. Fusion bomb is, I mean, it's not that great of a weapon. What's this? Alright, so yeah, we're still ahead of the Klakons in population. The Meklar and the Alkari seem to be unbelievably weak in this galaxy. I mean, it's like we're not set to lose the game in the immediate future, but like the long-term prospects are kind of bleak for this game. Just trying to stay alive. Yeah, we need an updated report on these guys. Yeah, it's like we're just holding on here for the time being. We still have a spy with these guys, by the way. Like I could trade them improve robotics for something good, but I don't know that I want to do that. I kind of like the AIs not having improve robotics 3. So we got 10 turns until a council vote. Okay. Just kind of chilling for right now. Letting our tech pop up. Yeah, why don't you go send these ships to go attack the silicoids and not me. So we've got our improved scanner in the percentages. That'll help. And then scatter packs are slightly outdated at this point, but whatever. Well, with the silicoids, I was just trying to get a report. I wasn't trying to steal anything right now. All right, so we've got robotics 4. That's a nice one. All right, so here we've got the improved scan. So the concern is that they just got terraforming plus 30. That is a concern because that means that they're going to stack up. They already had terraforming plus 10, but they're going to stack up another 20 million pop on all their planets once they get the terraforming. Do we just cut the spies loose against them and see what we can get? I don't know that that's a bad plan, honestly. Because these guys obviously will always be our council opponent. They're never going to vote for us. What would we even take against them? I mean, I guess we could steal the better engines. We could steal better shields. I'm just thinking if I want to do that. Because they like the silicoids are my only friend in the galaxy right now. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like maybe we just cut the spot. Do we need anything? I mean, we don't need anything drastically from them. The fusion bomb would be nice. This would be nice. We don't have to research it. Like this would be nice. We don't have to research it. Better engines would always be nice. Zortrium certainly doesn't hurt. Like they have stuff that we can use. There's nothing crucial that they have. What I really need to do is hit the silicoids and take. Oh, now we can see the map. Now we've gotten the improved scanner. Oh, what we can do is we can see what they have on their designs. That actually would be helpful. Also, there's like a bajillion Klakon ships running around over here. We should go just try to scout out and see what's on these designs. Let's go see if we can get a scout. Now that we have the planetary shield, we're relatively safe. I'm not particularly worried about the designs that the Klakons have. My friends, the Klakons. I'm more concerned about anything that might be... All right, so this planet only has 4 bases. Donatus only has 6. The problem with Donatus is it's like right in the middle of... And we actually have scouted this. Oh, but again, it's toxic. And this is 6 parsecs away. This only has 3 bases. This being a poor planet could be a target to hit too. It's like I've got these hostile worlds I can't attack because I don't, or I can attack them, but I can't send population. This is the best target, Klystrom. This would be the target to hit. It's low pop, it has few bases, it's only 5 parsecs, but I don't have the tech for it, unfortunately. Alright, well, I feel like we are playing the Darloks. We gotta take advantage of our racial ability, and these guys are never gonna vote for us in the council, so I think we have to go ahead and try to steal stuff from us. They might not even declare war if they catch us because we are all the way up to relaxed right now. And And then I guess if we could steal anything, maybe we would take sublight drives, I guess. I guess that might be it. Or it could be force fields. I don't know. I guess we could always try to steal this too, plus 30, and then we wouldn't have to research it, but feels a little bit chancy because we have, we're like actually we already have a decent amount of tech invested in that, so no. Oh, so Omicron is arid, it's true, but it's a poor planet, so there's no way we could hold it. Like, the idea is to capture and hold territory. There's no way we could ever hold a poor planet, unfortunately. All right, how long till the next council vote? 8 turns. Let's see if we, now that we're not at war with the Klakons, we should be okay. They will not vote for the Mechlars. And the or for the Silicoids. Wait, they're at war with the Mechlars? Oh, they're not at war with the Silicoids. Oh, so they could vote for the Silicoids. That is... I kept thinking they were at war with the Silicoids, but they're not. All right, we at least got them to sign the minimal agreement. Oh, wow. Man, for an AI that came up and it was created in 1993 or whatever, this AI sure knows how to make you struggle with some hard decisions. They'll declare war on the Mechlars in exchange for improved robotics 3. Oh man, that is not a tech I want them to have, but by the same token, them being at war with the Mechlar would be awesome. Yeah, I feel like this is probably worth it, because if they can once they start fighting each other, they will probably fight the whole game. This also guarantees that I don't lose in the next council vote. It means 100% I don't die in the next council vote. They will trade them with the whole galaxy. Some people are saying not worth, other people are saying it is. Reject and see if the Silicoids will declare war on the Klakons. No, let's not do this gamey. I think this is worth it. I'm going to say yes. So this is a spectator wars thing, but like they demanded a major price for this, so I feel like that is not particularly exploitative. All right, let's see it. Let's see it happen. Let's see these big. I mean, these are the two. These are the like these two are by far the strongest AIs. The other AIs are not even close. It's worth to give that tech away to get those two to fight each other. It's worth. Of course, it lets them build. It lets them build way more factories. So by default, you can build 2 times your population in factories. By default, you can build 2 times factories. So like by default, we would be able to build 190 here, 95 times 2. But because we have improved robotics 3, we can build 3 times factories. We're actually researching the tech that lets you do 4 times factories right now. So yeah, it's a big deal. Also, this fleet is still moving towards this planet, so I'm probably going to build some more bases here just for safety's sake. I don't never feel bad about having some bases. All right, well, that was an impactful turn. Yeah, it doesn't quite increase it by 50%, but it does increase by close to that. All right, and then Mars has finally finished a planetary shield. All right, so far this is the only... Wait, they actually have another ship. No, this is retreating. Okay. So we're going to go down here. We're going to try to get a scout on what's on some of these designs. Klystrom seems to be a popular location. All right, so I think I'm doing research on most of my worlds. By the way, Nazgul probably should have more than 1 base, but I'm going to continue pushing tech for the time being. So we should get scatter packs shortly, and then we'll get range 7, which doesn't do a whole lot for us. All right, so now I've got to go back to checking Silicoids like on a turn-by-turn basis. Yeah, I think it's propulsion for sublight drives, just to clean that out, because we only have warp 2 engines, and that would be warp 3, which would be an improvement. All right, so we're going to get a scout on Silicoids here. They don't love it when you do this. So they have Mercs, 5 points of shielding, because they don't have a planetary shield. What's on this ship? Hard beam. Okay, that's not a scary design at all. All right, copy protection that we don't need. All right, there's a larger fleet here. Let's go check that out and see. Again, the AI, there is a very small relations hit just for scouting the AI like this, but it's worth it to know what's on those ships. We still have a spy in their territory, by the way. So terraforming plus 30 is out there right now, along with those stingers. I wish we'd been able to get those stingers. No change. Oh, they have armored exoskeleton now. I'm glad we have battle suits. If we didn't have that, there would be like no way to invade these guys because armored exoskeleton's plus 20. But with battle suits, it's only plus 10, and they have Zortrium up on us. And we do have, like, if we didn't have personal deflector and battle suits, this would just be a like you cannot invade these guys situation. All right. Anyway, so I'll just build bases until this arrives, and like it won't be bad to have a dozen bases on this planet in case it would get targeted later. All right, propulsion's in the percentages. Scatter packs. All right, what do we have next? Oh, we need this. We have no bombs. We need antimatter bombs. So this is the tech we need to go on the offensive. Antimatter bombs, auto repair, class 5 shields. Then we can go on the offensive. This is the tech we need. 18, okay. I thought they already had 18. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought they already had that though. All right, I'm gonna give that a slightly higher priority because I'm a little low on weapons tech spending. Construction, we're getting close on the auto repair special. Propulsion has been like a whatever category for our research throughout this game. Yeah, antimatter is really good. It's a huge jump over fusion. Like there's a big jump from fusion to antimatter. You can use antimatter for most of the game and like have great success. All right, yep. So just kind of chilling there. Have not gotten a steal quite yet. And I would frame the Cylons because maybe that would break their alliance if I could get a spy through. We are 5 turns, the next council vote. It looks like the Klakons should have passed us, but I don't think they have. How close are we to the terraforming tech? Not that far away. Okay. So we're just biding our time here. Oh, okay. So we said we were going to steal propulsion if we got the steal from them. Sublight drives. Oh, did they catch us? Well, our very first steal, immediately we got caught. Instantly caught. Okay, well, they weren't going to vote for us anyway. Instantly, the very first one, we were not able to frame anyone else. Okay, well, time to set the spies loose. This is why spying is so innately dangerous. The very first one got us caught. Okay. Well, I don't think their weapons are... Honestly, the only weapon that's scary is the fusion bomb, to be honest. The rest of their stuff is like, whatever. We have enough shielding to be safe against everything else. Only if they have like a design that's dedicated fusion bombs. And the thing is, the AI typically, like when it discovers a new tech, it tends to create designs with that. They've had fusion bomb for a long time, so most of their ships probably have hard beams and mercs. That's the hope. They do also have death. No, this is death spores. I guess they do have death spores. That is kind of scary. If they have a dedicated death spore design, then that is actually a problem. So that could be an issue. So I'm going to have this stop building bases. I'm going to have Nazgul start building just because it is on the front lines with the silicoids. But that's why we've got this ship here. We know the Manta is whatever. We're going to get a scout here on what's in Klystrom, hopefully. And hopefully they will not come kill us. The death spores, I forgot that they had the death spores. But remember, they're in war with like a gazillion other enemies, so if we're lucky, we will not get targeted much. All right, that fleet that was going to Mossad did turn around and go backwards, so. All right. We have propulsion in the percentages. Auto repair is getting close. Planetology, which is plus 30. That'll be nice. 20 more pop on every world is a big deal. If we're lucky, controlled radiated will be available at the next tier because we need something better than controlled dead. And yeah, so we just need to keep checking in on if there's any new techs for us to steal. So right now, I think we'd steal force fields. If it's class 4, that's great. It's another point of shielding. If it's class 5, then we don't have to research the tech we're on right now. Construction also is looking pretty tasty. Actually, construction might be better. Construction looks very tasty right now. And if we were lucky enough to pull something like II-6 or Armored Exoskeleton, we'd get to jump forward. So maybe it is construction. I mean, we're already researching one of the two force field techs. I mean, we haven't made much progress there, but we are researching it. So Armored Exoskeleton would make invading infinitely easier. All right, so we're going to get a scout here on what's on their designs. Yeah, see, this planet's not very well defended. If we could come up with an actual fleet, we could definitely fight this. 5 points of shielding, 5 merc bases. Like, that is very poorly defended. All right, so the shark design has death spores on it. That's a problem. The whale design has 10 fusion bombs. Ooh. All right, well, the whale and the sharks are both kind of scary. That's a lot of death spores, and that's a lot of fusion bombs. The whale only has attack level 1, though, so this is quite nice. Attack level 1, speed 1, shield 1. This is not as bad. The shark design is scarier because, although I guess it only has 1 count of death spores. Attack level 4 makes this a lot scarier. Still, the whale and the shark we do have to worry about. The manta, not so much. So fusion bombs and death spores. And the colony ship has Merculites on it, which is whatever. Alright, so we do have to be wary of these designs. Alright, fusion drives. This is always fusion drives. Fusion drives are super nice. Warp 4 is like you can actually conduct an offensive, and then movement 3 in combat is really nice. So we definitely would like that. Oh, hey, we're in contact with another race. Cool. They have 3 planets. Don't fall in love with these guys, because I'm pretty sure this is a Spud planet that they're going to lose contact. Probably will lose. Oh, no. We just discovered range tech, so this is probably a real world of theirs. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we want to get a report on what they have. And we definitely want to try to sign them up to some trade. We want to build relations with everyone who's not the silicoids. Yeah, they have like nothing, so let's see if we can... Oh, this is what they can send to us. Well, Deep Space Scanner... Oh wait, we could get Fusion Bomb. Deep Space Scanner would be good, just to increase our spying level. They want... Let's not. Let's see what they've actually got first. Like, we have no real desire to fight them. We kind of need to prop up every other race because of the strength of the silicoids. Yeah, so we'll still try to steal construction from them. I would love to dial... now, one good thing is because everybody's at war with the silicoids, if we can bomb one planet, then we would instantly get a big relations boost with everyone else. Are the Mechlars erratic, are they? No, they're xenophobes. Okay. Let me just make sure that my planets didn't... Yeah, I thought... that one of the things I always hate about signing AIs up for... we've got 5 bases here, and we don't seem to be drawing aggression. I always hate that it costs your economy to sign any kind of trade deal with the AIs. It's just like a penalty for having good relations, or to trying to improve relations. You gotta... All right, go through... And so we're close on auto repair. So that actual range tech actually did something. Normally the range techs don't do anything at that point, but that one actually did do something. All right, move that scanner ship back there. Are there new designs we have to check out with these guys? I'm going to move you down here so you're closer to the action. Go scout at crypto. Doesn't look like it. All right, well... 2 turns until the next council vote. We should be able to survive this because the Klakons should not vote for the silicoids because we plunged them into war with each other. All right, we're not being targeted by anyone right now. So what techs are we trying to get? We need to get antimatter bomb, fusion drives for faster movement speed, class 5 deflectors so we can have some defense against enemy missile bases, and auto repair. Give me those 4 things, and then we can look to start fighting. And ideally, we'll have the tech, because I really think Klystrom is the first planet to hit. This is going to be lightly defended. It's in the corner of the map. We could also just send a fleet down here to bomb Omicron, not try to hold it, just like blast it out because it's a poor planet. And that's also a possibility too. But for right now, we need those techs before we can really do anything. Yeah, plus 30 will help a lot too. Get that extra pop on every world. What's this? Oh, it's the council vote. Duh. I thought we had one more turn. Oh, we're not even nominated. We actually fell below the Clacons. That's great. That's really good. Now we can vote for the Clacons and get a big relations boost. Everybody's voting for the Clacons. Except the Cylons appear to be silicoid lapdogs. All right, 19 out of 34, or 17 out of 34 does not give them enough. So we're going to give the Clacons a big relations boost here by voting for them. Silicoids won't like it, but they're already at war with us, so it's whatever. Yeah, we got them up to neutral now. That's quite nice. We still have we still have a spy with them, amazingly, even after all this time. We're not having as much success stealing from these guys, which is surprising because our computer tech is better than them, and we're the Darloks. All right, construction is still what we'd like to do. Maybe we can dial them up to a non-aggression pact, though. Let's see. Now that we just voted for them. All right, well, we'll give it a shot another time. Is everyone xenophobic? It's very common for people to be. Clacons are only aggressive, though, as said. All right, so we survived another council vote. Like every time again, time is on the player's side in this game. The longer we, the longer we hang in there, the better the situation. Yeah. So we did fall below the Clacons in pop, but as I said, that's not really bad for that to happen right now. Yeah, I think our path is start over here because like most of the AI ships are clashing over here on the map. Start over here where the AI is not going to have a lot of fleets and just see if you can start rolling up planets down here. Silicoids will, their tech will not advance that fast if they're at war with everyone like they are right now. So their tech should start to stall a bit. All right, hopefully we'll get a scout. Oh, these guys are at war with the Silicoids and the Clacons? Okay. Good luck with that, Meklar. The plan is like let the AI build a gajillion ships and throw them at each other while we just like kind of quietly bide our time. No one's targeting us right now. So this war with the Silicoids has not been that bad. Oh, look, we actually got them all the way up to relax now. I'll wait another couple turns and then I'll ask them for a non-aggression pact. And I might try to dial up our trade agreement as well. Is there any reason to be concerned? Well, yes, it means I have no ships. It is a concern. It means I have no ships, but right now I'm just defending, so it's survivable. All right, so our options to move forward are Zortrium or II-6. I think we have good odds to steal one or both of these, but let's go for Zortrium because it's cheaper. And if we would not get the steal, this is more useful than II-6. We already have II-8, so II-6 is not like critical. We're actually ranked last in production? Okay. I'm a little bit surprised we're ranked last in production, but okay. Have we managed to get a spy in with them yet? No. Wait, they're no longer at war with the Silicoids. Although these guys have lost their alliance with the Cylons for the time being. Still hoping we can pull one of these construction techs. Okay. As I said, in another turn or two, we'll see if we can upgrade our trade agreement and get a non-aggression pact with the Darloks. So far, we have not been targeted by the Silicoids at all. So we're just sitting here doing tech, just kind of twiddling our thumbs. Hopefully we're about to get planetology upgrade. This is actually, as was said in chat, this is actually pretty big. Yeah, I was shocked that we were listed in last place, though. It might be one of those things where we narrowly are behind. Like look at how far look how far behind we are on the Meklar. We're all this way behind on the production graph. As I said, when we get another 20 million people on each world, then that should probably put us ahead of some of these guys. I'm a little disappointed I'm not having more success stealing tech from these guys, but oh well, is what it is. I would have liked to have gotten a steal. At least we're not being targeted. We appear to be small fries in the galaxy, so people are not worried about us. All right. They have reduced industrial waste 40%. Geez. They are the Klakons, who are very good at construction tech. All right. We still have not gotten a spy in on these guys yet. That's kind of incredible. But let's see if we can get upgrade our trade agreement with these guys. And non-aggression pact. Excellent. All right. So my friend, the Klakons, right? The goal is leave these guys alone. Do not try to fight these guys. We need them in the council against the Silicoids. We have to have them on our side. Yeah, my friends, the Klakons, right? The good news is we did steal a ridiculous amount of good stuff from them. The trade agreement plunges negative again off of trade, but hopefully someday hopefully someday we'll be getting positive trade. All right, well, I guess we're stealing weapons tech. Fusion bomb, Gatling laser. Hey, it all helps. And I want these guys pointed at the Klakons. I want those two to be angry at each other. So on the plus side, this does mean that, oh wow, they have Andrium armor now? Jeez. Ugh. That's not good. We definitely want to steal construction tech if we can. I mean, if we could pull Andrium or Armored Exoskeleton, that would be pretty nice. Yeah, these guys are allied with the Alkari. I have no idea how we haven't managed to get at least one spy in. I'm not putting more than one tick against them, but yeah, I don't know. If we can get these guys up a little bit higher on relations, I'll try the non-aggression pact with them too. Anyway, so yeah, we're just kind of being left alone, so okay. I know it might seem kind of boring, but we need, like, just stalling for time is good for us here while the AIs fight each other. Like, I'm checking every turn to see if the AI is targeting us, and they're not. We should have I was going to say we should have the terraforming tech popping very soon. Plus another level of improved robotics, so terraforming plus 30 plus robotics 4 is going to be very nice. We've also managed to steal a lot of weapons tech, so like our weapons tech level is 19, which is not bad considering what we've researched. We're all the way up to amiable now with the Klakons, so they really like us. If I get another steal, I'd love to frame the Cylon so I can break this. It's still construction tech against these guys. All right, so just, holding pace here. I am surprised I have not had more luck spying on the Silicoids, because like I have good tech in comparison to them. They might be running very high defensive spying though. All right, we finally got a scan on these guys. All right, these guys kind of suck. Like there's not much we want here. I'm just trying to see if I could like trade them something for deep space scanner to increase my tech level there, or II7. I'm actually going to screenshot this and then see if like there's like one thing that's annoying about this game is you can't see what text they have at the same time that you're on the diplomacy screen. It's just, one of those artifacts of this being an old game. All right, let's dial them up and see if we can trade for something. Trading for old techs is one way you can bump up your tech level. You still have to give away more than what you get, but like Deep Space Scanner would pump up our spy tech. All right, so they want Scatter Pack, Duralloy, Sublight. Am I willing to give them any of those things? So they have nuclear engines, so Sublight does not help them that much. It only gives them one additional speed ranking. What about the other options? Scatterpack, no. That's a no. Duralloy, do they have Zortrium? They don't have Zortrium, so I don't want to give them Duralloy. And I'm not giving them a planetary shield. That's just not happening. So Sublight drives. This is a terrible trade. Like, in terms of what we're trading, this is a horrible deal, but this gives me an extra level of spy, which is important to the Darloks. And let's face it, I'm probably not going to be fighting the Mechlars, so I don't mind that too much. Alright. But there's some things I just won't give the AI no matter what. All right, we can turn off spying against them, and I'll put that tick back into the silicoids right now. Duralloy is not that much better. I mean, what else would I get from them? I guess I could get the next level of class 4 deflectors, but that's not going to do much. I guess I could get fusion bomb for another weapons level. That's about it. I think it's okay. All right, our trade income does slowly creep towards positive each turn. We're still not being targeted by the AI, thank goodness. I'm sure that these guys have new designs now. I wonder what they have on. Do the Clackons or what's? Oh, we need to see what's on this Kraken design. That could potentially be worrisome. Let's go see if we can get a scout on that. Anytime there's a huge ship, you got to be worried. If we're lucky, it's a bunch of stuff we don't care about. Also, if we're lucky, we will continue not being targeted. Hopefully this planetology tech pops. We pop this, and then we pop the improve robotics, and then that will increase our income by a good bit, even though we're still stuck on this handful of planets. Uh-oh. That looks like something's moving towards me. Uh-oh. I don't know. Now, the Manta's irrelevant, but I don't know what's on the Shark and the Kraken. And I did not have time to get a scout on these guys. All right, so we need to double production here for sure. Now I wish I had actually taken the time to build 10 bases. So we need to reserve spend here. So we'll have these go into the reserve. Do I have any reserve? No, I did not save up. So we need to pump up Nazgul's stuff as much as possible. We should be able to double production on the incoming turns. We have 4 turns. All right, we got a little bit of time. The shark, 2 sharks is fine. I'm just slightly concerned about what's on these Krakens. And I'm going to move this scanner ship over here just so that there's another ship for them to target. Kraken design, I mean, we just don't know what's on there, right? We have no idea what's on this design. Maybe it's full of hard beams, and we're totally safe because the hard beam is not dangerous to us. I don't know. We'll find out in 3 turns. At least they're targeting my homeworld, which is one of my strongest places. Should be able to build 3. Oh, that only put 200 in the reserve? Okay. I thought it would put more than that in the reserve. We should be able to build like 4 bases per year, and we've got 3 more turns, so Crimson, let's have you pump the reserve as well. We actually have a tech in the percentages. We have this in the percentages, so it's okay not to have as much research going in right now while we focus on defending this. All right, no one else is attacking us. And we're just trying to see. Yeah, nothing new. I mean, if you notice, they're not actually advancing in tech that quickly, the silicoids, which is good. All right. Yeah, I'm aware that it gets halved. All right, let's see if we can get a scout for what's on this design now. All right, it's got fusion bombs and hyper-X's. The hyper-X's, we have enough shielding that the hyper-X's don't do much. The fusion bombs are a problem, though. So the fusion bombs are a problem. Attack level 4 is pretty good. No missile defense. At least it's speed 1 and only shield 2. No auto repair. But yeah, we'll have to focus that design and hope that we can kill it before it hits the planet. So this is a concern. The shark has death spores on it, but it only has 1 death spore, so it's the Kraken that we have to be more concerned about. Okay. We'll get out of there. The hyper-X's are kind of irrelevant. Yeah, the shark has death spores, but again, it's only 1 count per ship, so that's not that bad. All right, we just got terraforming. All right, controlled radiated is in the tree. That's 100% what we want. That'll let us then go after any planet. Okay. So we will hold off on terraforming for the time being until we deal with this immediate threat. I can get up to 18 bases. That should be pretty good. All right, so we were able to get the scout off. I think we should be fine, honestly. I think we'll be okay, but let's just for safety's sake, we'll continue pumping the reserve. So this is, all right, we do one, yeah, we feed the reserve this turn, and then next turn we'll start terraforming. Okay, I think we'll be okay. And we'll just continue attempting to spy here. We could probably trade these guys. Oh, you know what we could do? We might be able to trade the, oh no, they won't trade deflectors because they will never trade their most advanced tech. So that's not going to help us. I was thinking maybe we can trade them like terraforming plus 30 for class 4 deflectors, just to give us a little bit more shielding. But what about the Clacons? Maybe we could trade them for class improved deflectors. Let me see if I can trade them anything useful. I'm going to screenshot this just to see if there's something useful I can get. Class 4 deflectors would actually make a big difference in terms of going from 7 points of shielding to 9 actually would help a good bit. Let's just see. You have no technology which interests us. Okay, well, so much for that. No, they won't trade it because it's their best. I'm aware, but remember, this is slightly out of date. They might have gotten a better tech since then. That's what I was thinking. Klakon's got fusion rifles. Well, hopefully it won't come down to fighting over the planet, but yeah. All right. The Silicoids have to be spending heavily in anti-espionage. I think that's right. Reached its maximum of factories. Oh. So what's going on here is these planets slightly terraformed, and then they maxed on the slightly higher factories. I was like, what are these messages? So that's what was going on there. All right. And as a result, we didn't get as much in the reserve that turn. All right, we can squeeze out another base if we go into waste spending, but I think we don't need to do that. I think the 17 will be okay. And then we've got another attack incoming behind that. But if we can hold the first attack, we'll hold the second attack. All right, let's go ahead and terraform the other planets. So we're terraforming. I actually have to look this up. How much? I can't remember how much it costs for the second terraforming tech. So it's 40 BC per million. So it should be about 100 million BC. Yeah, should be about 100 million if I'm remembering correctly. I think it's technically 80. Yeah, 80 BC. Let's just spend 100 for safety's sake, though. All right, that should do it. So put this in here. Yeah, so that'll finish the terraforming. Then we get to start on building factories at the new level. Okay, we don't need +2 pop. I guess we can just see when it says +1 pop, and then that solves it. Okay. Since I have so few planets, it's worthwhile to go ahead and do this. And then, as usual, Little Mars. Actually, Little Mars needs all of its income just to keep terraforming, so you dump some in research so we don't lose what we already have invested. All right, Battle of Nazgul. Let's see it. Yeah, we stole most of our tech from the bugs, so we don't have a ton that they don't already have. All right, let's see it. So against these guys, I'm wondering if it's better to use scatter packs or if it's better to use the, what are my two options? It's better to use scatter packs than HyperXs. That's not close. I thought I had Merculites, but I guess I never stole them. So yes, I do want scatter packs. And we just got to shoot down the Kraken. That's all. Trying to see if these guys are the targets of any of the missiles. All right, we'll fire the first two against this, and then probably maybe our next volley goes against that. All right, good. Looks like the scatter packs are on it. Well, they actually have enough damage to get through. I didn't think that they had enough. What's on these ships again? Hard. Oh, the hard beam. I don't have enough. Okay, hard beam does do full damage against the planet's surface, or does full damage against planets. Oh, they're actually doing more damage than I thought. Okay, I should have targeted them. I mean, we're gonna win, but we're gonna lose more bases than I was expecting. I think I need a couple more points of shielding to defend against them. I mean, so we still clearly are going to win this, but we lost, what, a couple bases? They're going to escape that too, because it's a slow. Yeah, they're very slow. All right. Well, this next stack does not have as many. Okay. Let's just rebuild these bases. We can get, I'm not going to reserve spend here. I'm just going to build the bases. All right, well, that could have been worse. We did shoot them down. So hard beam does what? Is it, I got to look that up again. I should remember how much the hard beam does as far as weapons go. All right, hard beam is 8 to 12 and halves enemy shield strength. Okay, that's actually higher than I thought. And it does full damage against missile enemy bases. Okay, that's actually not irrelevant. We only have 7 points of shielding right now, and it does 8 to 12. When we get up to 10 points of shielding, that'll greatly reduce how much damage that does. It still won't make us invulnerable, but it will greatly reduce how much damage they do. Did they destroy? They should have destroyed some. Yeah, they blew up some, but not a lot. Yeah, diplomatic revolution indeed. Okay, so yeah, we will have this. You just continue to build bases for the next 3 turns. Get back up to 18. We should be able to deal with this just fine. 2 volleys for the Kraken, a volley for the Manta, 2 volleys for the Sharks. Done. All right, as for our other planets, so they remax at triple factory count. So let's just have them max factories, and then anything left over can be put in the reserve, which will not be horrible. We don't have any rich planets, so. And then we'll look to grow the missing population. It is actually worthwhile to do that. Oh, you haven't finished terraforming yet. Oh, because you're the capital homeworld. I keep forgetting I don't actually have that many planets. No, I need you. Yeah, there we go. And here is, yeah, this should be. I need to make sure 1 planet's on research, I know. Okay, you're done terraforming. Okay, we'll use Mars for that as usual. There we go. Okay, so we'll finish terraforming here. Council situation, actually pretty stable right now. The silicoids are the runaway AI, and the AIs have mostly united against them, as they should. So they've got a new computer tech, which means that we steal computer tech if it's offered. And it would be a battle computer that we don't have right now. All right. What else are we close to? So force fields, this actually will be a nice hit as well, class 5 deflectors, because that would take us from 7 to 10 points of planetary shielding. And then we can also field ships that have a class 5 deflector plus auto repair, since we have auto repair. And then we're getting there slowly on the antimatter bombs, the fusion drives, and we'll need controlled radiated as well. So we're coming along. Obviously, research is slowed to a trickle right now while we're terraforming. But we fought off that attack. All right, so Nazgul, again, we'll just continue building bases as it like slowly trickles terraforming. How close is like this planet to remaxing factories? Pretty, that's right. I said I would just let the overflow run into the reserve. All right, so Mossad reached its factory maximum. So yeah, so let's see, Mossad, Athos. Okay, those two both hit their factory maximum. And Nazgul's about to get attacked here. So you can, if you want, just let the population fill up naturally because it will grow. But what I like to do is just remax the planets instantly. Now this is inefficient because you're spending to grow the population. But I like to have the planets maxed out as quickly as possible because then if like they would suddenly get attacked, then I have all my factories in use. So it is inefficient to do this, but as I said, it's just my preference. All right, so now you build the factories that you're missing. And this was the other planet, right? Athos is maxed at 330 factories. Okay. Because like you never know, there could be an attack incoming at Athos next turn, and then I want to have all my factories manned. All right, so we're just about done terraforming. Homeworld, of course, had to diverge. And I am surprised we are not, I'm still surprised we're not having more success stealing against these guys, considering how we're the Darloks and we're running very heavily on the thefts. So these guys are still at war with everybody important. So they're isolated for the council vote, which is good considering how much pop they have. All right. Still the same. Has not really been a good opportunity to break out of this corner. All right, so we knew what this was going to be. So scatter pack against the Krakens. It's like last time we'll need 2 such volleys. I'm going to put my next volley against this, though, because this moves at speed 2 instead of speed 1. Yeah, I thought so. Only 10 of those ships. So these are some... Yep. I mean, I'll take that. All right, Crimson. Let's grow you 10 million pop and max you, remax you. Looks like we had just enough there. All right, so now Mossad is completely remaxed. Max pop, max factories. Same thing for Athos. Max pop, max factories. Crimson will remax pop this turn. Iowa should be super close. Iowa only needs 4 factories, so let's, like, how much is this right now? Doesn't need much to build 4 factories. This should be plenty. We'll put the rest into growing some pop. All right, now Nazgul can finally finish terraforming. Stop building bases. There we go. And then work on factories. So I think that's everyone. Mars should be... Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, no, little Mars suddenly got targeted. I must have missed this. Okay, now that's not a lot of ships, but the problem is this is my weakest planet. And it does not have any bases. So we're going to have to get some bases up here. All right. Fortunately, as I said, there's not a lot in this attack, thankfully. I should have spotted that. You know what? I probably saw this moving and I just thought it was going to Nazgul, but that's why you always need to check F8. So that's why you really want those upgraded scanners. All right, so we're going to need to double production here for sure. So let's have you go to the reserve. That should be enough to double Mars's production. And we should be able to get 6 or 7 bases, and that should be enough to handle that. So I think we'll be okay. Against this. Continuing to hope that we're going to get another steal here. If we don't get computers, we'll steal construction out of these options. Range 8, okay. And we're 9 turns away from the next council vote. I think the Klakons would actually be voted above us, but maybe with all the terraforming done, we'll slip ahead of them and pop. Again, it's better if we're not nominated. Okay. So low-level planetology or low-level weapons. I think we want low-level weapons because you always want to increase weapon tech. And we want to keep them pointed at the Klakons because they're the 2 dominant races. All right, Iowa, this will finish maxing out the population. Crimson now is fully maxed as well. And so Mars is now the one place we're focused on. Okay. Yeah, it can actually build 3 bases with the production being doubled. Okay. So we've got 2 turns. That should be enough. We should have plenty there to meet that threat. And that is the only place we're being attacked right now. All right, Nazgul, done terraforming. How close is it to maxing out factories? It needs quite a few more. It can get up to 390 factories, and we're only at 348. So spend that. And then now we're finally able to do some research again. And we're getting close to Robotics 4. We could, in theory, start building huges now. I suppose so. You could do the little trick where you like start pre-building, but I don't think that there's like you pre-build on an empty hull. I don't think there's that great of a need. Let's get Robotics 4, and then we can think about it. How about that? We'll get Robotics 4, and then we can maybe start. I'd rather just wait until I actually have these and then just build it. I'm not in like that great of a hurry to start moving. Well, I mean, what I want is, hold on, where I want to be on tech here. I mean, I want the antimatter bombs, right? I want antimatter bombs. I don't need a lot of guns on the ships. I mostly just need some of these bombs. Just waiting until all these techs come in. I don't think we'll wait for Zortrium, but plus 5 deflectors, fusion drives, antimatter bombs. Let's go with that. Of course, I'd love to have Zortrium, but I don't know if I'm going to have time for that. Oh, and I also really need controlled radiated. Well, I guess we could make our first target Omicron and just bomb it out. And then look to focus on Klystrom once we get the controlled radiated tech. All right, so this planet's now maxed. So everyone is remaxed except Mars because it's being attacked. So I can get, all right, I can, with 1 tick of waste, I can get the 8th base. So we'll do that. Yeah, I have spent an awful lot against these guys without much success. I am still a little disappointed I have not. They must be running a very, very high amount of spying, counter spying, for me to have such limited success. All right, let's fight them off again at Little Mars, which now will have 8 bases. All right, just to scan again. All right, so which one of these is the most dangerous target to fire at? Let's see. So the mantas are not too strong, but they do have 2 movement. Oh, the whale has 5 points of shielding. Okay. That's not going to be... this is a new design, I think. The 5 points of shielding is concerning. We need to get a better missile. Scatterpacks won't do anything against this design. So that means we're forced to use Hyper X's, which are not very good. So we're going to need to get something better. Maybe we can trade for stingers with like the Clacons or something. We need to get something better than what we've got here. All right, well, let's shoot down this Manta stack first. Oh, actually, hold on. The shark is a tile forward. Anyway, well, let's take out the... Actually, we should let them get a little bit closer, I think. So, take out the shark first. Now we'll fire at this. All right, that's what I was hoping for. All right, so we got to go to the HyperX's. You can tell we're using HyperX's because you can always check what you're running, which are not going to be great here, but will be better because scatter packs do. Yeah, wow, we're barely scratching this ship, aren't we? Because of the HyperX's. All right, I mean, we shot that down, but like that is kind of a dangerous ship design. All right, the good news is we finally got that. All right, so now Mars, we can, let's just do this and then build the factories. I want to run slightly higher because we should have actually we didn't end up with any waste on the planet, so that's good. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll just do that. Oh, never mind. We do need that tick anyway. All right, Mars successfully defended itself. Nazgul should be almost done. Wait, did it just max its factories? I think it did. Yeah, okay. So it needs 8. Now it'll be maxed. We no longer need to run the reserve here. All right, so back to doing research. I'm doing a lot of research in this game, but like, look, we're gonna have controlled robotics 4 pop, and we got a lot of stuff that's in the getting close to the percentages. Still having very little success spying against these guys. I'm gonna keep the spying going. Maybe when we get controlled robotics at the next tier, that'll help. But you know what we need to do? We need to get a fresh report on these guys. So let's turn on the spying, or passive spying with them. They're aligned with the Mechlars. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Let's see if we can get a fresh scout on them, and then maybe we can trade for something. Yeah, no other fleets coming my way this turn. You do need to check every turn, just for safety's sake. All right, yeah, Nazgul has remaxed. Mars should be... I guess it needs a couple more turns. All right, usually it takes a couple turns for that. All right, council vote in 5 turns. But being at war with the big dog in the galaxy has not ended up hurting us that much. The silicoids seem to have stalled out on like the number of planets that they had, which is good because they were getting close to half the galaxy. We were able to like help unite the other AIs against them. All right, we still don't have a scout against them. Still nothing particularly new here. Just want to check in, if not every turn, at least every couple of turns. Wait, did they get an alliance with the Cylons? Yeah, they keep getting an alliance with the Cylons. Cylons, silicoid lapdogs in this galaxy. All right, looks like we have an attack incoming again. Oh, well, we got to take computer tech. We have to, if we get everything. BC5. And I will continue to keep them pointed at the Klakons. All right, looks like we have an attack incoming. Good thing I built all those bases. All right, this is not too dangerous. These designs we know are not that bad, but we will continue building bases, of course, to meet the threat. One of the reasons why missile bases are so great is like they'll just stick around. You can keep upgrading them. So now we have BC5. We have every battle. Look at our computer tech, 25 levels of computer tech. So this should make it easier to steal future techs from these guys because we took their top computer tech. Now we can look to go hit construction where they've got a lot of good stuff. Megavolt cannon would be amazing to steal, but I think construction tech is better. They've got a lot of good construction tech. Obviously, we don't need planetology. We don't need death scores. We already have range 7. Range 8's not going to do anything. We're going to discover class V deflectors soon, so that's not going to do anything. So it would have to be construction or weapons, and I don't need megavolt cannon that badly as much as I like it. It's not that necessary. It would be good, don't get me wrong, but construction not that needed. Okay, Klakons, we still do not have an updated scout with them, so council vote in 3 turns. Teching along. Got robotics 4 in the percentages. This is almost in the percentages. And our antimatter bombs are getting close too. Hopefully we survive this council vote. I don't think we're actually going to be nominated, to be honest. Oh, here we go. Well, construction it is. Now, finally. What do we get? What do we get? We got the lowest option possible. Oh, well. Still better than nothing, but it was the lowest option possible. All right, so let's just grow that last pop point you're missing. So your factories are all getting used. So that's slightly disappointing, but hey, now if we see construction, we're guaranteed to get at least Sortrium or something better. Armored exoskeleton would sure make it easier to invade these guys. We kind of need to get armored exoskeleton or Zortrium to be able to realistically invade. Just so that we're not at like some hideously bad result. We still don't have a spy on them. And we'd really like to see what their updated stuff is. 2 turns to the council vote. And Mossad's still building to defend this attack. Yeah, they're definitely fighting each other. We got another ship incoming. All right. This is no longer like the scary design, the shark, just because it's speed 1. We need to get something better than Hyper X's though. I'd love to get Stingers. I will probably see if I can maybe trade for them. All right, we'll fire our first volley at this. Second volley at this, because it moves at double speed. That's what I was hoping for. Thank goodness the AI does not use speed on the combat screen very well. All right, so Mossad can now go back to doing research. And Mars, poor Mars, are picking on this place again. Okay, well we'll just do the same thing as before, just cram out more ships. That whale design is the scary one, because scatter packs are not very useful against it. But unlike last time, Mars has now maxed its factories now, so it should be able to do almost 4 bases per turn. Yeah, it can do at least 3 per turn, so we'll be up close to 20 bases, and we just need a little bit of reserve spending, so to make sure we can keep doubling production there. I mean, and remember, every time Mars fights off an attack, the bases are still there for the next attack, so Yeah. Oh, look at this. 3 techs in the percentages. All right. I mean, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Now we'll probably just steal Zortrium, even though we're like 2/3 of the way to researching it. And yeah, getting there. Need fusion drives too. Very hard to mount an offensive until you have fusion drives for extra speed and for the population transport speed. All right, saving the game. Well, 2 swales are less scary when we have, a bajillion base, when we have 20 bases as opposed to like 5 bases. All right, council vote time. Let's see if we're nominated. I think that the Clackons are still nominated. No, we're nominated. All right, that means there is some danger here. So, Silicoids, for all their size, they only have 14 out of 38. So, like, they're barely at 1/3 of the galactic population. They really struggle with population, despite their size. All right, well, we pulled a vote. Actually, if everyone votes for us, there is a possibility we could win here, because they do not have a veto block. Let's see. All right, we pulled their vote. How about the Cylons? All right, we pulled their vote. If we get the Cylons vote, I think we win the game here. Oh, the Silicoid Lapdogs again. If we had the 5 votes there, we would have been at 17, and then 7 would have taken us to 24. Yeah, I think we could have won the game there if we had pulled the vote from them. 24 out of 38. No, we would have been short. We still would have been short. You guys are right. Still would have been short. So can we vote for the Silicoids? I don't know if we can here. Hold on. If we vote, that's 26 out of 38. No, we can't vote for the Silicoids. They would win the game, so we have to abstain. Have to abstain. The challenge of clicking on the right spot. If you click on the wrong spot, you lose the game. Still, so we're at 7 out of 38. So we're at like 20% of galactic pop, roughly. Considering we only have 6 planets, it's actually not terrible. All right. Yeah, so this place can build 4 bases. As I said, it should be close to almost 20 bases by the time this gets here. All right, and other planets are just, teching away outside of defending this latest attack. So yeah, we'll have to build the factories, and then I think once we build the factories, we can start. Well, we actually do need the propulsion tech as well. In fact, once we discover these techs, I might put a bunch of extra ticks into propulsion just so we can get fusion drives. But we could start pre-building the holes before the tech actually finishes. So yeah, we got another new attack incoming. Just hanging in there. Well, this will be helpful in defending that attack. This is, class 2 to class 5, so this is a big increase. As much as I'd like personal absorption, class 10 planetary is too important. Gotta go for class 2 planetary. All right, Massad's got an attack incoming. And all right, that's a lot of mantas, but remember, we just went up from 7 points of shielding to 10. That's a big increase there. So Mossad, you gotta build some more bases for safety's sake. I'm not too worried though. All right. Oh, did we manage to get? All right, we finally managed to get a spy in with these guys. Let's see if we can trade for stingers. I'd be willing to give them something pretty good for stingers because I really need that. I'm going to screenshot what they actually have and then see if I can trade for this. Mercs. All right, well, that is an upgrade from HyperX's. What do they want? For class 5 deflectors, what do they have right now? They have class 4 deflectors. I'm okay with this. That's only +1 point of shielding, and I'm not planning on fighting them. I'm okay with that. That actually will help us a lot against that whale design. Because HyperX's are 8 points of damage, this is 10. And remember, that one design has 5 points of shielding, so it's like 8 against 5 versus 10 against 5. That's a big increase. So with better shielding and a better weapon, we now have much better odds of defending against that. All right, let's go ahead and get a spying update with these guys, and let's also see if we can get them to a non-aggression pact, just while we're at it. All right, they're not interested right now. We'll see if there's anything we want to trade for once we get a fresh report on them. And with these, geez, they have titanium armor. They are going nuts on the construction tech in this game. Absolutely insane on the construction tech. Okay, well, maybe we just get lucky and we pull a spying on them. I don't know how we're ever going to invade these guys, though. Be a horrible bloodbath. I mean, armored exoskeleton, titanium, what the heck? Yes, your missiles do upgrade automatically. Good question. All right, Mars, did we? I don't think we spent from the reserve at Mars on this turn, so go ahead and do that. Mars is going to be at 19 bases after this. All right, Nazgul, I'm finally going to put back on research. And we should be popping that computer's tech shortly. No, I mean we can do it. We just need basically if we can steal armored exoskeleton, we can do it just fine. All right, so as mentioned, we're going to take out the shark first, then the manta, then we'll work on the whales. So shark first. Oh, they actually fired at the scout because they now see they have hyper X's, or they have mercs, and the mercs no longer damage the planet, so they fired their mercs at the scout and blew up the scout. Just to be safe, let's fire another volley at this. Oh, okay, so that volley was wasted. All right, turn on the Merculites. Oh, they're actually going to retreat? Okay, wow! They actually ran. They actually ran away. How tough are the silicoid bases? Well, the thing about bases is it's not the armor that makes them tough, it's the shielding. And their shielding is weak. They have they have 10 points of shielding. So I'm not going to lie, that's a lot of health to put on bases, absolutely. But 10 points of shielding is not going to stand up very well to antimatter bombs. So I'm not too concerned about that. All right, now Mars can finally stop building bases. Poor little Mars. It's like, I'm a little planet. I have 16 bases because they won't stop attacking us here. Mossad can build these, but yeah, otherwise we can spend. We should be popping Robotics 4 any turn now. Remember, this is unmodded Master of Orion, so it's double the odds listed here. It's actually 26%, not 13%. But yeah, I mean, we're just kind of hanging in there. We're getting to the point where I feel like the human advantage starts to take over because the AI doesn't use speed very well in this game. Some of the mods do a better job of using speed, but this is unmodded Master of Orion because it's a fresh install. All right. So yeah, this is a not inconsiderable stack to be sure. We got to kill the shark first. Shark first, and then we'll fire at the mantas until they're dead. There's only one whale, so that's like whatever. Still using the scatter packs here. I'm going to retreat my scout so it doesn't die to these. Let's fire here. I think it's going to take another volley to take out this stack, but this is a slower stack, so let's double fire at this one first. Yeah, that'll take that out. Okay. That colony ship was like, nope. All right, turn off the scatter packs to fire at this. All right. Bases for the win. All right. So this is not like a super deep penetration, but we'll still be able to get something decent in construction here. Maybe armored exoskeletons available? Let's see. Oh, II-6. Hey, we're about to discover... that actually does come in handy because we're about to discover improved robotics. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Makes the factories cheaper. Also gives us more hull space for building ships. That's pretty good. Next up, hopefully we can steal one of these. So like we'll discover Zortrium soon. And if we don't if we steal it, then great. We don't have to invest more research. If not, then after we have Zortrium, we're guaranteed to pull these techs. So, I mean, in terms of tech, so like this is very unusual for Impossible. Usually your tech is not like this, but it's because we've stolen so many techs. We're actually keeping up in tech very well in this game because of how many we've lifted from the AI. All right, we do not have a report. Oh, wait, whoa. Oh, that's the Clacons. Okay, for a second I thought they were allied with the Silicoids, but no. Okay, whew, okay. And we're not being attacked anywhere, so now we can actually do research. All right. This should pop any turn now. And Zortrium's actually super close to popping too. And then we'll just be waiting for fusion drives. And then we'll start some shipbuilding. Not that I have too many great worlds for shipbuilding. Athos, Mossad, Nazgul are pretty decent. And Iowa's like a maybe. It's probably just these three initially. Oh, here comes another attack. I see it incoming. Oh, okay. This is a deep penetration. All right. Can we maybe get Tritanium here? Oh, that would be so nice. Come on. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's like the, so this is like when they spin the wheel in Wheel of Fortune and they don't hit like the 5,000, but they hit like the 800. They're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. No, this makes it infinitely easier to invade them. This is not bad at all. We didn't get Tritanium, but this is fine. Oh. Really? The Silicoids. The Silicoids, who are running away with this game, get the Derelict event. Are you kidding me? Well, maybe we can steal whatever they got from them. Yeah, so like this is tailored so it almost never goes to the leading AI. It usually goes to whatever AI is in like last place. That's honestly insane that they would draw the Derelict event. So what did they get? They pulled antimatter torpedoes, which is not great, but could be worse. They pulled antimatter unless it shows up, and they pulled pulsar too. It theoretically can go to the human, but rarely does. So they pulled pulsar and antimatter torpedoes. Could be worse. I mean, torpedoes are a good weapon to be sure, but they're not the worst thing. It could have been worse. Antimatter torpedoes are really so. Torpedoes are a weird weapon in this game. They fire every other turn. And they function like missiles in most respects, except that they do half damage to planets in the same way that guns do half damage. So they deal, they deal 30 damage. Okay, yeah, they're not great. They actually do a good bit of damage. But they were but like it wasn't a higher tech level than what they already had. Still, it's definitely annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty annoying, but it's not like way higher than the tech level they already had. They don't run out, it's true. So if they build a ton of them and throw them at my planets, it is annoying because they would do 15 against planets and I have 10 points of shielding. So I'm not going to pretend that's great, but it could be worse. All right, they have 12 whales in that stack. So they're starting to build more of the whale design. The good news is like this is my home planet, so it can build bases pretty quickly. I think we have enough to handle that stack right now. Alrighty, again, hoping that computers will pop any one of these turns now. And we still don't have a spy report on these guys. But again, we can potentially steal it. It's true. The unlimited ammo thing is not great. I'm not gonna lie. All right, there's improved robotics and antimatter bomb. Okay. So we have BC 5, so we don't really need BC 6 that badly. We'll go for the advanced space scanner. This one's nice because you can you don't even have to you can actually send pop transports before you arrive. Like you can get a scan on worlds without actually gaining some space superiority over them. And let's see. Oh, we have antimatter torpedoes as an option to go forward. We don't want, it's not fusion beam, that doesn't advance the tech tree. Do we want ion stream projector? It's kind of an interesting weapon. I'm less inclined to pick this because we might just be able to steal it. So I guess it is ion stream projector, even though I don't love this weapon either. Okay, we'll give it a shot. That's a low priority though, so I'm going to turn down. Oh, we lost contact with the Mechlars. They must have lost the only world that was in range. Well, so much for our trade with them. Oh well. Oh yeah, I was gonna see if I could trade. Oh no, I already did try to see if I could trade. Maybe they'd be willing to trade. Well, let's see if now that we just got some new techs, let's see if they'd be interested in trading. I really would like to have stingers. I'd feel a lot safer just against that one design that we're seeing from a lot of the silicoids, because scatter packs are kind of getting old in the teeth right now. Also, if they start building a lot of torpedo ships, having stingers would be a lot of help. Alright, so stingers are available. They actually have wait. So they'd be willing to trade me Andrium armor. They're going to ask for improved robotics. Is that worthwhile? I feel like it maybe would be. Remember, we already gave them robotics 3. They're going to want this for robotics 4, but we'd be jumping from Duralloy to Andrium. That's a humongous increase. That has to be worth it, right? What do you guys think? Going from Duralloy to Andrium is massive. It also would wipe out any ground pounder advantage that the silicoids would have. Enhanced Eco is not that high of a priority. We're fine there. Feel like we have to do this, right? We'd be going from plus 50% to plus 200% health. That's a very, very big increase. I'm doing it. Gives the Klakons more production, which is always dangerous, but they are not the primary enemy. Or 150. Alright, maybe we can get the stingers, although that was probably the thing that they actually wanted. Yeah, okay. That was our big trade chip. Well, I don't know that our current missiles are good enough, but since... Oh, hello, what's this? Oh... Yeah, okay. It may have taken one turn for their stuff from the Derelict to show up. Look at what they just got. They have hand phasers, Scatter Pack 8, or Scatter Pack 7, Class 10 planetary shield. I think a lot of this came out of the Derelict, because they did not have anywhere near this much stuff last turn. You know what I think it is? I think they discovered antimatter torpedoes themselves, and then out of the Derelict they got hand phaser, Scatter Pack, Class 10 planetary, and cloaking. That just made this a heck of a lot harder. Why did they have to draw the Derelict event? It is insane that they drew that. On the plus side, there's not much need to steal construction tech from them now. Now we can focus on weapons tech and see what we can get. Man, but Scatter Pack 7 is so hard to attack into. Jeez. Ugh. And planetary 10 shields. Now they have 15 points of shielding. Plus titanium armor. Jeez. If there is a plus thing, though, their ECM tech is horrible. They only have ECM Jammer Mark 1. Jeez. Maybe we can steal... I mean, so here's the positive thing. We do have better computer tech than them, so we might be able to steal some of this stuff. It looks like weapons is the way to go now, because remember, we're researching Class 10 planetary, so we're already progressing towards that. Yeah, it's weapons. Now it's weapons tech to steal from them. All right. So yeah, we definitely upgraded our construction tech by a lot, by an awful lot. All right. Well, we need to build these before we get into shipbuilding. We need to build these factories. So we're only getting attacked at Nazgul, which actually has quite a lot of stuff coming at it. Oh, this is unfortunate. So they had a slower stack moving at the same speed as a larger stack, and they're actually going to meet up and land on the same turn. That's not great. On the plus side, though, we are upgrading our bases to have like triple the hit health they had before. So that will help if it comes down to fighting over the planet, which it might. Anyway. So we'll let Mars carry the research load. All right. I don't have any reserve spending to go here. This is unfortunate that two stacks are hitting on the same turn, and there's a new design we haven't seen yet that we don't know what's on it yet. Well, let's see what happens. This is our home world. It's going to have 20 bases, so... All right, what's on that new design? All right, this is not that bad. It's got a lot of guns, but there's nothing that hits the planet. What do we have to worry about here? It's really this whale stack that's the problem, because it's got fusion bombs on it. This has death scores, but it's kind of like whatever. Hard beam does a very small amount of damage. Oh, at least this has beam defense 0, missile defense 0, so that's good. It's the whales that we've got to shoot down first, though. That's the big target. So turn off scatter packs. We got to go to the mercs. And we fire at the whale stack, because that's the danger. Hope that we do enough damage. And maybe we can draw a round of... Yeah, maybe we can draw like a round of fire with the poor scouts. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, that's not good. We only killed one ship. That's not good. Okay. We hit the stack and we did like no damage. Okay, at least it's only attack level 2. And remember, there's only 10 on these fusion bombs, so that could be worse. We need to fire 1 volley at the sharks just so that the death spores don't get dropped. Otherwise, I'm not too concerned about these other ones. How much damage do Megabolts do against planetary shields? Just to see if we have to use volleys against this thing. Could really use those stingers here. How much does Negatron? Megabolt does. Okay, Megabolt's fine. It's 2 to 20, and we have 10 points of shielding, so it's 1 to 10. So we should be good there. The hard beam actually is a bigger threat because hard beam is 8 to 12. So that big old ship is actually not particularly dangerous based on what we have here, because the Megabolts aren't going to do any. Oh, the hard beams actually would though. But then again, this also has hard beams, and this only has attack level 2, but there's a heck of a lot more of them. I think it's still fire at the whales, except we need 1 volley to take out the shark. Maybe 1 volley to take out the mantas just to get them off the screen. It's a lot of missiles fired at our poor scouts. Anyway. All right, we need 1 volley to take this out, just to get it off the screen. 1 volley to get those death spores off. And now we go back to the mercs. Yeah, the problem is just that this they have a lot of health. Like each of these has 250 health and 5 points of shielding, and we're only hitting at 10 strength missiles. Thank goodness we have the mercs. Can you imagine if we still had Hyper X's? Anyway, so yeah. You can take out the more lightly armored ships. I'm just not sure how much damage these attacks are going to do. Hopefully not much. Okay, I think we can survive that. Yeah, so this is the stack we have to focus. They do not have enough damage to kill my planet here. We'll be okay. They'll kill a couple bases, but you can see the lasers are not doing anything. It's these fusion bombs that are doing all the damage, so we're correct to target this stack. So this design, the whale design, is let's just retreat this scout ship so I don't have to move it every turn. So we'll lose a few bases here, but we should be able to. But like, you know, we're gonna kill. I don't know how many of these whale designs, and they'll stick around to keep firing even after their fusion bombs are gone. They'll probably kill about 4 or 5 bases, which is recoverable, and they'll do some minor damage to the factories, but they do not have enough to punch through right now. But if we had Hyper X's, we would be in a lot of trouble. Also, the fact that our bases, if you look at the planets, the bases have 125 health. They would have 75 if we hadn't traded for Andrium. So that's also causing a huge difference. The bases just have way more health than they did before. So my win rate on Impossible is around 70%, I'd say. It's higher than that with the strong races. It's lower than that with the weaker races. The Darloks I view as one of the weakest races. I believe they're the only race in Master of Orion I have a losing record with on Impossible. The Darloks. I have not had great luck with them. All right, are they going to kill one more base? I don't think they'll kill this one. This one's at 105 out of 125. I'm pretty sure they won't do enough damage to kill this before the battle's over, because they're out of fusion bombs now. So we'll finish off this stack, and then we'll see if we can kill the big one. That big one is, you know, not nothing, but it's not too bad, honestly. And they're getting out of there. All right, so we killed that whole stack. How do you determine which gun to use and which? Well, for missile bases, I'm not sure if that was directed towards missile bases or for missile bases. It was based on how much shielding they had. The scatter packs do. Oh, they got another attack incoming. Okay. 1 turn. Wow, they've increased the speed on their ships too. because I'm not getting as much warning of these fleets incoming. It's based on how much shielding they have, is the answer to that. We didn't lose any pop. Yeah, I'm very surprised at that. So it's based on how much shielding they have. The scatter packs do 6 damage, and some of those shields had 5 points of shielding. So they'd be doing 1 damage per shot, so the scatter packs are not useful in that situation. All right, I really wish we could get the stingers away from them, but I don't think we have anything that they want for stingers. We traded our big prize, which is improve robotics, for Andrium, which I think was worthwhile to do. I don't know if there's anything else they want that badly. I was like looking here, is like, is there anything else I have? Like, I wouldn't trade antimatter bomb no matter what, and I don't think I have anything else that they would necessarily want. Still, we have great relationship with the Clacons, so my friends, the Clacons. So yeah, we'll just keep defending here. We're gonna build our factories from Robotics 4. All right, this is not as bad as the last one, because remember, the dangerous ship is the whale. That's the one that we actually are concerned about. The colony ship is irrelevant. The Manta we just hit with 1 volley and it dies. And then the Monitor we already saw. So first volley at this, the whale. I'm going to retreat this because I'm sure they're all firing at it. Let's go back to scatter pack. We'll take this out. All right, now back to these. So both of these ships, whale has 5 points of shielding, Monitor has 5 points of shielding, so can't use scatter packs against them. Really wish I had stingers. Is that going to run away? Okay, sure, why not? Hope that they don't come back with a big stack of those things, though. All right, so back to factories. I'm going to max out. Now we can max out at 4 times factories, which is what, 520? So it'll just take a couple turns for all these planets to remax on higher factory counts. In a way, though, this Monitor design is in some ways less dangerous than this whale design, which is kind of interesting. What's scary is if they start building designs that have a lot of scatter. What do the scatter packs do? They fire at the same as Merculites, I think. It's like 7 Merculites at once, I think is what they fire. So that's pretty scary. I don't know if I was about to attack these guys, but I don't know if I can attack into scatter pack 7s. I'm afraid that they just like rip my ships to shreds if I try to attack into that. That's such a strong technology. I don't know if I need more. Well, we'll see. Let's see what design we can throw together. They have good battle computers, so they would hit pretty hard. What are scatter packs again? Scatter pack 7. It was like I was about to hit the point where I could like go on the offensive, and then suddenly they pulled a derelict event, and they're like another whole tech tier higher than they were before. I was like, what the? Why did they pull that? That almost always goes to like the weakest AI. Yeah, scatter pack 7 is Merculites. It's 7 Merculites at a time. Jeez. Well, we'll figure it out. 10 points of damage. Well, we'll have class 5 shields, which will help. Class 5 shields does cut out a good bit of damage from that. And we have Andrium armor plus automated repair, so if we can get some huges, we'll have some defense. Yeah, this goes up on the YouTube channel to answer that question. Good question, but yeah, these goes up. We'll see. I mean, remember, we always do have the option to just hit and run, but of course we want to try to occupy any territories we go after. Geez, will you guys let me actually build factories here? At least we have 4 turns for this. All right. Well, we'll build this for the time being. We'll let these other planets max out their factories, whatever isn't getting attacked. All right. A number of these planets are getting close to maxing or are maxing. Kind of amazing that Iowa hasn't been targeted more in this game, but I've mentioned before the AI just generally doesn't go after the ones in the corner. All right, come on, spies, do your thing. Spy, if they could steal Scatter Pack 7 from me, or get me Megabolt cannons. Now I also have to worry about them having freaking hand phaser. It's like every time I get a tech that's going to allow me to invade, Then they pull something that's even higher tech. Because like I have armored exoskeleton and andrium armor and personal deflector shield, but they still are then going to be up hand phaser on me. It's like, what the heck? That's one of the highest ground techs you can have. All right, well, we already said it's time to pull weapons. Come on, give me something good. Oh, antimatter, nice. Not the highest option, but good. Now we can use that as our primary weapon on our gunboat design that we're building. Nice. All right, and a bunch of planets have now maxed at the higher factory level. So now Mars can go back to building little Mars, which has been targeted so many times. Can go back to building factories. Nazgul, maybe someday I'll get to finish its factories. It's 80 short of max, so it can do it in like 2 turns, but we're gonna, you know what? If we have to go up to 40 bases to be safe here, we'll just go up to 40 bases. All right, so we need, oh wait, we don't need Sortrium to pop. What we need is for propulsion to pop fusion drives. But we can start building we can just start building a like fake design right now, and then build the actual design when that comes in. All right, so we're just trying to make this as expensive as possible. This is not a ship that we're actually building. Andrium 2 always makes it super expensive. All right, so wait, oops, we gotta clear this. So this is kind of a well-known thing, is you can just start doing a placeholder build ahead of time. So the only planets that can really build ships are Athos, Mossad, and Nazgul. So we'll just start building a placeholder right now, and then this planet too, as soon as it finishes its factories. Yeah, this is not a ship I'm actually building. This is just a placeholder. That's why I wasn't paying no attention to what was on there. I'll design the actual ship when fusion tech comes in. Oh, here we go again. When it rains, it pours. All right, weapons. Go for weapons again. Oh, we draw like the lowest option. Okay. Whatever. It all helps with miniaturization. All right. So yeah, this is just, as I said, this is just a placeholder for the time being. All right. Now I believe we have 2 attacks incoming here at different speeds. Oh, nope. We got a separate one incoming over to Mars. Geez, these guys will not leave this planet alone, will they? They just will not leave this planet alone. On the plus side, sooner or later, if we keep stealing this, then we're guaranteed to get something better. Scatter pack, hand phaser. I guess we didn't get the lowest tech. We still don't have graviton beam, but whatever. There's not like there's anything else here we need to steal. Again, I'll see if there's I can get anything good from them. And while that it takes 11 turns, well, huges are expensive. Oh, stingers. What do they want for stingers? Ooh, hard beam. I don't care if they have this. They've got better weapons than that already, don't they? What do they have in terms of weapons? I just checked. I mean, they actually are a little weak in gun tech, but whatever. I'm not fighting these guys. Yeah, that's a great deal for me. So yeah, weapon trades can be a big deal. I am not afraid of giving them hard beam. I'm already fighting someone who has the hard beam. Great. Give me the stingers. That's a big upgrade. So remember, we were fighting 10 damage against 5 points of shielding. Actually, let's see if we can upgrade our trade agreement. Because these guys are our best friends after that amusing early game where we stole all their techs. All right, we might have to adjust spending now. Yeah, I thought so. Sooner or later, we'll get another waste cleanup tech, but it's not super important. We got the first tier of waste cleanup techs, which are the really big ones. All right. So yeah, now we just want, actually we don't really care about Sortrium. We already have Andrium, so that's not a big deal. But we need fusion drives to come in so we can have higher speed on these ships. In fact, we should actually probably put an extra tick in that. When are we researching for force? Okay, force field is pretty important, but one more tick in that. Actually, it's weapons that we don't really need to focus on at all. right now. There we go. Because we can just we're already stealing better weapons than what we can get elsewhere. All right, that was great. Maybe our trade income will finally be positive someday. It's almost positive, almost. Maybe someday we can finally deal with all these attacks. All right, so we'll have 32 bases there and 20 bases there. That should be pretty good. Plus now we have stingers, and we just, yeah, now we upgraded the stingers, so we have way more power to punch back now. 11, look how long it takes to build these things, because I don't have any rich planets. No rich worlds, unfortunately. All right, this planet is so the first target. It only has 6 bases. Thankfully, that makes it much easier to go after. Thankfully, because scatter packs are no joke. All right, first things first. So let's take down that monitor design, shall we? Now we have stingers. You can see stinger missile launchers. Oh, they're just gonna run? Oh yeah, you guys scared? Okay. Apparently they're worried. I gotta build a little scout so that they'll stick around so I can kill them. Alright. 33 missile bases. Yeah, let's come get some now. Stingers fire much faster. I'm just gonna use the stingers at this point, even against the more weakly shielded targets. Oh no, they blew it up! Well, I got most of them. Helps having that many ships, that many bases. I do have 33. Alright, did you have finished building your factories? No, you did not. How about you? No, you did not either. So construction's now in the percentages, and propulsion is not quite there, but the light bulb's all the way filled. You know what? I should actually probably have these guys do research until we get propulsion into the percentages, and then when it's in the percentages, we'll start pushing for that. Anyway, so the game is still kind of just stalled out. Like, we're still basically right where we are. The game's like, the silicoids are strong, but they have not managed to turn their ton of locations into a dominance. Oh, hey, we're back in contact with the Mechlars again. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can get a fresh spying report on them. I don't know how long we're going to stay in contact with them. I'm not going to sign a trade deal because that seems like it would be kind of pointless. I would love to swing a deal with them, but I don't want to do that until I know what they actually have. Yeah, the silicoids seem to be losing ground somewhat, or at the very least they've stabilized. They're not gaining ground, at least. It helps that we're sending a lot of strong tech over to the Klakons. All right, we're not getting attacked anywhere. Good. All right, this is now about to hit the percentages. Our spy ship, I know, right? All right, we're not getting attacked anywhere. Good. All right, so that's going to get maxed. All right, now I'll put you guys back on shipbuilding. Did we lose contact with these guys again? No, not yet. We should get a spy report on them pretty quickly. All right, these guys have not turned up anything new recently. Still trying to get, I mean, they have terraforming plus 40, which would be nice, but that's not that high of a priority. Still more a matter of trying to see if we can lift Mega Bolt Cannon, which would be great, or Scatter Pack, or Hand Phasers. All of these are really nice. The Hand Phaser is going to be super annoying for invading them, but we'll see. Just throw a bajillion population at them. They only have 42 pop on this planet, so hopefully we can hit them. I think that the silicoids are hurting because, oh, here we go. I don't remember what they had in these other fields. Planetology is death spores, I think, if I remember correctly. Force field, I'm not sure, but they do have that cloaking device, so I wouldn't mind clearing out the planet. I wouldn't mind clearing this out. This is a lower level tech, but there's more useful stuff to steal. Oh, no, actually, no. If I take planetology, if I take death spores, and I get planetology again, I'd be guaranteed to get plus 40 terraforming. So let's clear out the death scores. And then if we see planetology again, it's a guaranteed plus 40. So these are the Darloks. Their special abilities, they're very good at spying. Specifically, they get plus 30 to their dice rolls. Oh, here we go. Fusion drives came in. Well, we could look at the difference between these. We can jump all the way ahead to reduced industrial waste 20. Look how expensive that is, though. But, like, why not, huh? Let me just look at, like, let's pull up the tech ladder, though, because we're, like, have this massive gap in here in terms of what we can research. All right, where is this? I'll put it on the screen so everybody can see it. All right, construction. Here we go, desktop. So Master of Orion's tech tree is basically a ladder. You have to get one from each rung to move on forward. So we have Zortrium, and we have armored exoskeleton. So we don't want to reduce race 40%. That's not going to do anything for us. I mean, I guess it would just get the tech benefit, but it's not going to move us forward. We already have Andrium. So I guess it is reduced industrial waste 20%. That'll solve all our waste cleanup issues. It's a very expensive tech, but there's no point in researching reduced waste 40 that doesn't advance the tree. If we research this, we would just then have to research this afterwards. So it really does nothing. So we'll just go ahead and we'll take the tech that actually does something, which is reduced waste 20. And then, these are crummy options. I guess we just take range 9 to move the tree forward. That's fine. All right, so Nazgul is maxed its factories. Okay, hey, we're actually not getting attacked anywhere this turn. Nice. All right. Let's reallocate spending a little bit. Propulsion is now a very low priority. Weapons are a low priority. Planetology we could tick up a little bit. And let's put one more in force fields as well. Okay. So we're not really close to discovering anything right now except controlled radiated. Like, we just hit in a bunch of stuff. So now we're going to go ahead and design a ship. Let's scrap the placeholder. And scrap this colony design. And let's go ahead and design our ship. We want to use, so because we have auto repair, we want to use a huge design to make use of our auto repair. So we definitely want the highest shield, and we want the highest battle computer. We want our highest armor level, Andrium, that gives us 1500 health. We want our best ship, and we will go ahead and spend through the nose for combat speed of 3 because we need to close with the planet quickly. Now we can pay for ECM. I think it doesn't take up much space. We might as well to increase missile defense. All right, now we want the battle scanner. Battle scanner is super cheap. You always want it on large designs. It gives you, or huge designs always want it. It gives you an extra attack level and it's super cheap. Then we want the auto repair, which is expensive. So for main weapon on here, wow, the antimatter torpedoes sure are expensive, aren't they? Look at how expensive it is to slap these antimatter torpedoes. We can only put 8 of them on this design. Well, let's get the antimatter bombs on here. Now the question is, what other weapon do we want? Because we do want some kind of weapons. It's probably the hard beams, honestly. It's not the neutron blasters, but I think the hard beam's a much better weapon. So let's get the hard beams on here. But mostly I want this ship to just carry bombs so we can take out the enemy's bases. I want a lot of bombs on here, especially because antimatter bombs don't take up that much space. So I want, like, let's put 30 of them on here. And then it's however much room we have left for hard beams. Should have room for about 20 of them. Actually, no, not that many. Only so this design does not have a lot of gun-to-gun strength. It's actually not very good at gunship-to-gunship combat. But it's got a lot of bombs on it. So let's see, what do we call this? Hard beam 4. Where can you get those tech? That's like a text version of the instruction manual. All right, so we'll build this and get started on 11 years. Oops. 11 years. Well, I guess it's going to take 11 years. Oops, that one's 10 years. Stop clicking through these too quickly. Yeah, we do not have a ton of shipbuilding strength right now. So why do I add the one nuke? It's so you can turn off missiles. It's so you can move, fire, and move again. If you don't have a missile on there, then when you after you fire your guns, it uses up all your movement. This allows you to fire and then move after firing. It's arguably like some people will say that's kind of an exploit, and it's definitely a little bit cheesy, but it's something that I've always been okay with doing. All right, well, we're in contact with the Mechlars. Let's see if we can trade for anything they might have. I'm not going to sign them up, or not, well, trade for tech, I mean. I'm not going to sign them up for actual trade because we're likely to just fall out of contact with them again. So I took a screenshot of what techs they have. And all right, let's give them a call. So what do they actually have that I might want? Controlled Baron, range 4, class 4. Okay, none of this stuff is that useful, honestly. I don't really want any of this. Planetology does increase the base production of your population, but no. None of the stuff they have is actually that useful, so I'm not going to give them something good for absolute garbage, which is what they have. All right. So we'll do shipbuilding. I don't know that 3 of these ships is honestly enough to take over one of their worlds. I might have to do some back of the envelope calculations. Against 6 of their bases, maybe. We'll see. So now, because we're shipbuilding, this is going to slow down our teching, because we have our best planets doing shipbuilding instead of research. But there's no way to advance in the game unless we can start taking over territory. So we'll have our 3 smaller planets build, stay on research, and then the larger worlds will be shipbuilding. So those ships are going to be very valuable. We do not want to lose those ships once they're built. And see, we just lost contact with the Mechlars again, because the planet that's in contact with them is this planet is a spud world. That was Syrian's term for a world that's a hot potato. Nobody can hold it for very long. It has no factories. It has no bases. So this planet just keeps taking over by different AIs constantly as they clash in the middle of the map. We're still targeting that planet over here, Klystrom, which we can send population transports to attack because we scouted it in the early game. But for right now, we're just focusing here. So have they picked up anything new recently? Now, right now, we would steal weapons unless planetology is an option. I would take the plus 40 if I get planetology, just because, hey, another 10 million pop on every world would be nice to have. But otherwise, we'll take weapons. We're close to Planetary Shield 10, which will be nice defense. So like right now, we're kind of at a stalemate. The silicoids can't really hurt me. Oh, I guess if construction was available, I'd take this, because titanium armor is like titanium armor. That's another level up there. So yeah, I would take that if that was available. But otherwise, we're just kind of chilling here. Next election is in 9 turns. We have no fleet strength, but we're not really close to losing the game. We're very much caught up in tech. As long as the Klakons and the silicoids are at war, we're not going to lose the game. So that's the hope. And then slowly see if we can start wrestling some worlds away from these guys. Hopefully. Well, what did they? Apparently they scrapped a whole bunch of ships. Because remember how I had like 1 billion ships running around down here? Now I don't see them. Maybe they got rallied over to the east side of the map. I don't know. But we're not being attacked right now, so that's the big thing. Do I have enough tech to land Marines? I don't right now, but I am researching controlled radiated. So as soon as we have controlled radiated, we'd be able to. And that tech is getting close. Yeah, that's the tech we're closest on. So as soon as we have controlled radiated, then we're golden. Oops, I just checked that. Trying to see how close we are until these ships are finished. But like Klystrom has no ships for defense. It's just out there. And I've said this a couple of different times. The AI just does not really prioritize the edges of the map. So like they just tend not to put many ships over there. So I often try to see if I can attack on like the edges. But like over here, they're going to rally a bajillion ships here. Maybe we can hit that, but down the road. But for right now, it would be a bit of a stretch. So we're like halfway there built on some of these ships right now. Just keeping the spying going. We're actually starting to accelerate past them in computer tech. So I'm a little surprised we're not stealing a bit more, but I think that, yeah, I mean, we have level 26 computer tech. That's pretty high. Look at all the computer tech we have. But I do think that they're very, very heavily running anti-spying spending, which is very inefficient. So you almost never want to do it. You can do that here on the, where is it? No, I guess it's on the racist screen. You can run internal security, increases the chance of catching enemy spies. The AI spends heavily on that. And I think that they're spending even more heavily than normal in this game. I should get an increased, a fresh spy scout on the Klakons, just to keep current on what they have. Alrighty, so this is a lower level penetration. Note that we don't get tritanium as a steal option. We don't get plus 40 terraforming. So with that in mind, we'll just take weapon, and then we'll clear out graviton beam, which is what they have there. Keeping the two strongest AIs tied up and fighting. Hey, it's not us. We were not the ones hit by a bad event. Romulus lost a lot of... That's one of the less bad events, though. That one tends not to be too bad. Oh, this is not as good. Them dialing up and saying that they don't want to continue the non-aggression pact. That means that they may be coming after me, which would be really bad, which would swing the game to them. They're still relaxed, though, so hopefully they will choose not to come after me, but we'll see. It's still bad. They are still at war with the silicoids, aren't they? Or did they sign peace with... All right, so this is the problem. They signed peace with the silicoids. That's not so good. Let's hope that we can get through this council vote. Hope that we can get through this. We may not even be nominated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, they have almost twice as many planets as I do. I'm not even sure if we're going to be nominated for this one. I believe that their population bar is ahead of mine, I think. Suck it, Clacklands. No, because I've sent them so much tech, they're actually pretty strong now. We've traded a lot of technology. They also have tritanium armor. A lot of construction tech in this galaxy. I need them to stay friendly so I can go after the silicoids. I can't have them coming after me. Well, if I can start bombing silicoid planets, that would increase relations with them. Oh no, it actually wouldn't. Oh, here we go. This is a deep penetration, so we can take tritanium if we want, or we can take plus 40 terraforming. I think it's take tritanium. That's a nice pickup. That's another level above andrium, and I can redesign this ship with more health and more hull space. I'm pretty sure this is tritanium. Plus, we always have the chance to get this later. I know, deep penetration, I know, make the jokes, but like it means that they got further into the silicoid computer network. I know. Go ahead and make the jokes. All right, so now we'll redesign this ship. So now we're actually going to scrap this design. At least we're still relaxed with... What is with all the computer tech? Now they have powered armor too? It's like they have almost all of the best ground pounding stuff in the game. That is the highest ground pound, highest ground combat construction tech in the game. This is the highest ground combat weapons tech in the game. The only thing that and they have tritanium. The only thing they're missing is personal barrier shield. It's like, what the heck? Anyway, it's like they want to make this impossible to invade them. All right, but anyway, let's redesign this ship. Or actually, I'll design it. I'll design the new ship next to it so you can see the comparison of what they look like now that we have the higher tech. All right, so we do want high shielding. We'll go ahead and take the ECM because it's pretty cheap. Now that we have tritanium, though, now we have 1800 health. And again, I will pay out the nose for the extra movement speed. We want our battle scanner and the auto repair. Remember, auto repair heals 15% per turn, so the more health you have, the better it is. So that will heal, what's that, 270 per turn? Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so we're going to put the same weapons on as before. The hard beams. Shouldn't have room for too many more hard beams, but the big difference is just that we have the extra health. All right, so we'll put our same 30 antimatter bombs on as before. So now we're going to squeeze on as many of these as we can. Oh, I actually did manage to get quite a few more. All right, and then So I can put on my nuke missile. There we go. Okay. Harder beam for the harder beam for. All right, so if you look on the fleet specs, so now note that this ship is more expensive, but we managed to go from 14 to 22, and instead of 1,500 health, it has 1,800 health. That's a pretty big increase going there. So it is slightly more expensive, but and now we can just scrap this because we don't need this. The harder beam. or you know, we could build 600 scouts, right? Maybe we build 600 scouts instead. Anyway. So what do we need? 3 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns. Okay. I know that there was not quite enough space to fit that. All right. So yeah, we still need an updated spying report with them, and there's a council vote in 2 turns. So that was a big steal. We're like keeping pace with these guys. Of course, all our missile bases get extra health too as a result of that. Hopefully we'll be able to vote for, hopefully we will not be nominated, and then we can vote for them in the council, and then that'll boost relations. I don't think we're going to be nominated. I will save this, though. I can always transfer Pop-Off World to try to get, wow, also look at that fleet strength. The Klakons have surpassed the Silicoids in fleet strength. But they haven't really taken over much in the way of planets. They may have taken over 1 or 2. And in terms of tech, we now have planetology. We now have controlled radiated in the percentages, so that should be popping soonish. And these ships are getting ready to roll off the assembly line. All right, since we have a council vote, let's just hope that we can make it through here. Oh, they're at war with the Silicoids again. Thank goodness. They'd almost have to be with the way that they clash over planets so much. All right, so I don't think I'm nominated here, which would be good. Yeah, I'm not nominated, so we can't lose the game here. This vote will be split. So they have, yeah, they have a veto block. They have 15 out of 39. They only have 8 votes. Let's see how close. I think we have 7 votes, so I think we're very close behind them. All right, they voted for their bud. Cylon's abstaining for a change. Yeah, so they're very close to us. So we can get the big relations bonus by voting for them. We're at 7, and they're at 8, so it's pretty close. So that makes it a lot less likely that they're going to attack us because we just got the big brownie points for voting for them. And we survived another council vote. Thank goodness. All right, hopefully we'll get an updated spying report with them soon. All right, now it's time to do a little back of the envelope calculations here. Okay, so we're going to have 3 of these ships rolling out from the initial assembly lines. I want to see if 3 of them is enough to get through the shields on the enemy ships. All right, 3 of these ships. That means that they'll be dropping, what, about 90 bombs in 29 times 3, 87? All right, so we've got 87 of these. Antimatter bombs do 20 to 40 damage, is that right? I believe it's 20 to 40 on the antimatter bombs. Sorry, I'm looking up the exact. 10 to 40, okay, 10 to 40. So they do 10 to 40 each. They're hitting someone who has how much shielding? 10 to 40. Oops, wrong. So 15 points of shielding. So 10 to 40 minus 15 is 0 to 25. So that's like an average of 12 damage per bomb around there times 90 bombs. So it does about 1,000 damage on average. Oh, and we have to think about it actually does more than that because and they have like they should just about auto hit because we have attack level 6 against ECM Jammer 1. So they should do about 1,000 damage per volley. And so they should blow up 6 bases almost instantly. Each missile base has about 150. So they should be able to kill these bases with 1 volley. Now, how much damage will they take from the missile volleys on the other side? So let's see. That's 18 missile launchers launching 726 missiles. Sorry, I realize this is kind of esoteric here. Let's see, each one does, sorry, they have 6 bases. Each one does 10 damage. times 7. No, I'm doing this wrong. They have 6 bases. Each one fires 3 missiles. That's 18. And each missile volley does, if I have 5 points of shielding, they do 5 damage. Does 90 damage. I think that these 3 can get through and destroy. I think that 3 ships is enough to punch through that. I think. They might lose one of the 3. It might lose one of the 3, is the thing. But of course, I'd also want to invade. Oh, hello. Well, if computer is an option, we take computer tech. Looks like another nice spying hit. Oh. Well, we were about to finish researching this, but I guess it saves us a little amount of... and we'll take ECM Jammer because our ECM tech is a little outdated. So now we'll get the scouts on all these other planets because now we have an updated scanner. Now we can see the planets without even having to gain control. So there's a rich planet there, and that's a little bit too far back for us to reach. There's Chryslon, Altair. Oh, there's where the Alkari... Wait, we still haven't found the Alkari, even though they're that close. That's where the Alkari are. We still... Oh, no, they're actually right there, and we still have never come in contact with them. All right, so there's some rich planets over there. Yeah, wow, look at this. All these habitable worlds in this area. All right, so I want to invade and capture this planet. Now, that would mean that I would want to send Pop with the invasion. But I can't even send them until I have this. So for the time being, about 14 years to build the next one of these. I wanted to check how much this... Yeah, look at how expensive these ships cost. That's 7% of my economy just because I built 2 ships. Yikes. These are expensive. Can I hold the planet? Yeah, that's the question. I don't know. I'd like to send population with the initial invasion. So I think I need to finish... I need this tech to pop, I think. I need this tech to pop before I can launch an attack. Fortunately, they have no ships over there. All right, and we'll just continue. So how many turns does it take to get down there? 2, I think. 2 turns. So we're just hoping that this will pop in the near future. All right, let's check in on the races again. It feels like just getting one planet is like this massive issue. Yeah, if I had known that I should have, I was remiss in checking what, so I ended up stealing a tech that I had almost entirely researched. I don't know if powered armor was an option. I don't think it was, but it would have been better to get like the terraforming. Or for weapons, like mega bolts would sure be nice. Impulse drives would be great too. Yeah, successful invasion sure would be nice. Anyway, with these guys, we still do not have an updated spy scouting on them, so I'll keep going here for right now. Come on, let's get this tech to pop. Actually, you know what? Let's just get this to pop quicker. Actually, that only made 1% difference, so we'll continue shipbuilding. I was like, that only made 1 turn's worth of difference, so we'll continue shipbuilding. Oh, hello, there's something incoming. Pirates in the crypto system. Well, that's not in my territory, so there's not much I can do about that. All right, new ships incoming here. Of course, we have upgraded our defenses significantly since the last time these guys came here, so I think we'll be all right, unless there's something I'm not expecting on those ships. There's not that big of a stack they're sending anyway. Oh, hey, we're temporarily back in contact with the Meklar again. We'll lose contact with them soon enough. These guys have powered armor as well. Aside from that, they don't really have much I want. Inertial stabilizer is kind of nice. Ironic that the Klakons who are bad at propulsion have inertial stabilizer, but they don't really have that much I want. Like, reduced industrial waste, sure, would be nice. I guess powered armor, but they would never trade it to me. Right now, if I have sea construction, I would take this because this would make it much easier to invade. We're like slowly. They basically can't really get much more in the way of ground tech because they kind of have everything. I guess hand phaser is a problem too, but we'll see. We'll see. I really want to invade and take over, but it's going to be tough because they still they have just this insane amount of ground pounder tech. Oh, hello, there's an attack coming over here. At least I'm going to have a turn's worth of warning. All right, so what's on these designs? Mega bolts. All right, mega bolt cannons are actually not that scary for what we have. We have enough defense to defend against them. So this is not that bad, honestly. Just go. Let's kill this thing first. No, retreat, scouts. Get out of here. Yeah, knew that was coming. All right. Yeah, this planet I actually have not updated my bases in a little while here. So this will modernize whatever's there. Okay, yeah, fortunately these designs can't really hurt me because I don't really have that much here. Considering that this is a frontline world, I don't actually have that much. All right, Assad, you can go back to shipbuilding. Athos, you need to defend this latest threat. Still waiting on this to pop. Maybe by the time it pops, we'll have more ships to send. What are we, 12 turns, 9 turns? I certainly could not hold against their main fleet. Just mostly hoping if I attack over here that they won't target me. All right. So what's actually dangerous here? It's the whales again, because they have fusion bombs. Whales are the dangerous one. These would be rough in ship-to-ship combat, but they're irrelevant against planets. So yeah, we just got to target the whales again. They fired at the scouts. Poor scouts. I think the scout 2 is probably dead here. No, the scouts! Alright, get the heck out of here. Oh, you want to stick around? Okay. Fine, stick around then. See how well it goes for you. I mean, you can do like minuscule amounts of damage, but we'll just kill your ship in exchange. I mean, my planet has 150 health because I now have titanium armor. Like, okay. And did you think that exchange was going to go well for you? Alright, here we go again. Oh, this is, so we don't get the option to take powered armor, but we have the option to take plus 40 terraforming. That's worthwhile. Just gotta terraform everybody. Alright. So we're not actually being attacked anywhere right this second. Alright, well, we'll just go through and do this quickly. This is a very small terraform, because it's only plus 10 pop. No. And when I said very small, I did not mean let's do the entire thing. All right. But hey, 10 million pop on each world is 10 million pop on each world, so we'll terraform them. The poor 6 planets. Can you imagine if I hadn't gotten to 6? If I'd gotten stuck on like 4 or 5? And little Mars will hold our research. So hopefully that'll pop shortly. All right. Like, we're not losing the game. We're just kind of like not winning it either. Because we're kind of still stuck in this box here. Oh, here we go. Another attack. Another attack against little Mars. Man, they hate this planet, don't they? So I think every planet actually did the terraforming. Now they just have to build the factories. Yeah. Now we just have to build the factories everywhere. So what's the new max here? Is it 560, I think? I'm just going to max out the pop and then put the rest in factories. And anything that's extra will go over into the reserve, which is fine. Okay, 3 pop. 6 pop. Okay, I guess you didn't grow as much. Except one planet does need to be on tech, so I'll have you on tech. So you so Mars can focus on its bases. There we go. Add another 2 bases. Poor Mars. This poor planet. All right. Certainly have stolen a lot of tech in this game, haven't we? All right, so they actually picked up Industrial Tech 5, which they didn't have before. So I guess we wouldn't mind cleaning out Improved Industrial 5 to get that out of the way. It is actually better than our current II tech, which is 6. Actually, no, if weapons pops up, we're guaranteed to get at least Megabolt Cannon and probably better. So I think it is weapons right now that we'd most likely grab. I think it's weapons that we want right here. Too bad we didn't do a tech skill counter. I know, seriously, right? By the way, look, just building those 3 ships, now we actually register on fleet strength. Now we actually register on here. All right, weapons it is. Megabolt Cannon, one of my favorite weapons. I certainly prefer that over the hard beam. All right, controlled radiated. So we actually absolutely want atmospheric. Toxic's not going to do anything. Atmospheric moves the tree forward. All right, well, wherever the pirates were, they got wiped out pretty fast. All right, so all these planets should have maxed out on factories N. So we just remaxed very quickly. There was some inefficiency in the terraforming, but we were able to just put the extra into the reserve. All right. So Nazgul, you have max pop, max factories. You can go back to shipbuilding. Athos, you also done the same thing. I think I actually want to get a few more bases. I'm going to do 1 turn of base building there. Mossad, you still need to finish factories. And then I'll put the rest into research just for a turn. Iowa, you are not quite done yet. By the way, Iowa has not updated its factories in like forever. Yeah. And then Mars, you are, okay, you should be fine here. I'll just do another turn of base building because this planet gets attacked every 5 seconds. I'll just max out the pop, I guess. All right. How long until the next council vote? A while. A while. We'll just continue to survive. Oh, there's another attack incoming. They're probably just going to run, but yeah. Yeah. Need to build 1 scout so that they won't run, so I can actually kill them. All right. Yeah. Lots of planets finishing their stuff. Okay. So Mossad is now the one being targeted. All right. Let's have you finish your factories. Little Mars is all the way up to pop 85. I guess it started at 45. All right, Nazgul is shipbuilding. Mossad should be shipbuilding as well. You're finished your factories, right? Yeah. Athos, I got you up to 17. I can crash build more if I need more there. All right. Industry good. Okay. Research and you finished your stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, now let's see if we can actually send some pop here. So we want to hit this. Let's start sending as much pop as we can. No, because I think we can take over this planet. Crimson, how much can you send? Only 3 turns. Okay, that's not that bad. How about Iowa? You're pretty far away. Is this 3 turns as well? No, 4 turns. Okay. Let's start by having you send a bunch of people, and then we'll start sending 3 turns next turn. You just have to regrow pop. So we're going to plan an invasion for 4 turns from now. Why not move your big ship? Oh yeah, I kind of forgot I had these. Why wouldn't I do that? That is a good suggestion. Thank you. I was like, oh yeah, I actually have ships now. It was so long I didn't have any ships. I was like, oh, I actually have ships now. I forgot. I can actually fight them fleet to fleet. I had forgotten about that. All right, so turn off missiles. Yeah, let's go. Come get some, boys. get the cloaked stack. I'm gonna wait and let them come to me. Yeah, because the AI has different speeds on its ships. Oh yeah, like these missiles are gonna do nothing, watch. Oh yeah, you just fire at me. Go ahead. So this ship is still cloaked. So, but we can still, I mean, this won't do much because they're still cloaked, but whatever. I actually have enough speed, I think, to move away from them. They have to decloak if they want to... Oh, they're just going to retreat? Okay. You're never even going to decloak? Okay, well, so much for that. They might have actually been sticking around to try to kill that scout. Well, we whittled down that scout, that's little stack decently. Okay. And they're coming back to Nazgul, so we'll look to hit that. Yeah, that's fine. We have more than enough defenses to deal with that. We have 33 missile bases. We're fine there. All right, Iowa, you just bled off a ton of pop, so you now need to recover. So Crimson, you are 3 turns out now. We're going to dump a whole ton of pop from you. That's about the most I can send. That will not annihilate this planet's economy. So 3 turns out from Crimson. Mars is only 2 turns out. Okay, good. That gives Mars an opportunity to finish building its bases, or its factories. This is 3 turns out as well, so we're going to go super heavy here. Again, even though this is, again, going to kind of cripple the economy here, but we'll regrow. There's a very real chance that even with this much pop, we won't succeed against 50 million, but we'll give it our best shot. And then this we've got our fleet moving back to Nazgul here. We'll defend, and then we move out after that. All right, Mossad, do you send this turn? Yes, you do. You can also send a big old chunk of pop. We might actually be able to capture our first world. We have acquired zero planets from the AI this game. We'll give it our best shot. This is so we designed something called the hard beam, and then this was a remake of that same design. This is the harder beam. Was the design? All right. Yeah, they're coming forward. All right, let's go. Come get some, boys. Come get it. Trying to take down their huge design. Oh, that's at 30 HP. We'll fire at that then. Oh, whoops! We'll wait here in case something moves next to me. Yeah, I don't want this ship design to get away. There we go. So we get to fire first because we have higher initiative. If we had lower initiative, they would fire first when moving next to me. So we killed the huges, which is what I most wanted to eliminate there. All right, so Mars remaxes. My other poor planets that I hit for population now need to regrow. Mossad, hit 18. Yeah, I hit this planet for a ton of population. Same here, Athos. All right, so now Mars can send, although unfortunately they seem to have some ships here. I guess it's like a retreat point, but there's not enough there for me to be too worried about. All right, Mars is just going to send and probably keep sending on the following turn. So I don't want to send too much on the first turn because I'm probably going to have to send on multiple. Well, no, we'll send a big chunk on the first turn. How much does this have? 85? For this poor little planet, just abusing it. And then Nazgul can send as well. And Nazgul, I will probably keep sending each turn. How much can this grow on a turn? It looks like I can probably grow about 20 million per turn, so I can probably just keep sending that. That's why I'm not going to send as much. And I better send the actual ships forward as well. That would be a disaster if that didn't work. All right, we'll just create a save file in case this is an utter disaster. But if it is, it'll be a learning experience, and we'll know that we needed more to get through. More than what we had. So most of my planets are just regrowing population right now. All right, in terms of steals, again, well, if weapons pops up, we'll 100% take weapons. I think that was the conclusion. Scatterpack or hand phasers. And then with these guys, yeah. Going to be a bit of a bloodbath in this invasion, unless we would happen to get powered armor popping up. So no weapons, unfortunately. Oh, what were the other? Oh, construction. We wanted to get construction because by lifting II-5, that means if we see, if we would happen to see, oh, we're actually in contact with the Alkari for the first time. Hello. They probably took over the Spud world in the middle of the map. This way, if we would get another steel option for construction, we know we can get powered armor. Of course, we might be able to just lift attack by invading the planet. All right, so obviously we don't have a report on these guys. We're going to lose contact with them next turn. So this is mostly just a matter of seeing if we can trade for anything on this one turn that they're in contact. Impulse drives. Oh, that's Warp 5. That's worth trading for. They're going to want improved. They're going to want controlled robotics for. You can have titanium armor, sure. Good deal for them, but we really want the faster engines. That's a big deal. Now all our transports move faster, and we can design ships that have the faster warp speed. Everything else here is absolute garbage. We don't care about any of this stuff. Yeah, no. Impulse drives, yeah, we got something useful. It's like, okay, so their ships will now have, yeah, look at this. Look at their population. These guys are a joke. We could actually exploit this even further by yeah, they have just a handful of planets. Boy, I'd love to get in contact and be able to reach them. We could just take over their worlds very easily, but they're out of reach right now. It's a shame that there wasn't a weak AI for us to devour in this game. All right, well, this is going to be the big turn here. It's going to be, can we get this planet or not? I think we have enough to take it. I think we'll be able to bomb out the defenses. Whether we have enough to get through their ground pounder defenses, I don't know. Yeah, Mars is still just recovering. Nazgul, you can send... Cancel. Nazgul, you can send another 20 million. It looks like he was able to do 20 million, so let's see if we can do 22. We don't have cloning, so this is about the most I can send right now. All right, let's... Oh, they got one more base. Okay, I hope that doesn't cause too many problems. And unfortunately, they do have some ships there. Well, let's hope for the best. Let's hope that we're not just sending 100 million of our people off to get slaughtered or whatever, however many are going there. No, it shouldn't have desynced our transports because the transport distance is calculated when they leave, not when they're in space. All right. They have 15 points of shielding and scatter pack 7. Unfortunately, we cannot dodge in the... There's no, like, rocks for us to dodge in. And I just have to kind of move here as quickly as possible. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I should have waited until after they decloaked. Actually, that wasn't that bad at all. Should have waited until after they decloaked, though. Do way more damage after they cloak. And we did regenerate a lot of health there. Alright. That's not bad. We took out half the bases. We might lose one here. Maybe. But we're going to regenerate more health next turn, so... Nope, regeneration for the win. Alright, done. Looks like we had just enough to not lose a ship, thank goodness. And that's why the huge designs are always best if you can manage them, because they just avoid attrition. Alright. Like, if I had sent a big stack of, like, small ships, I might still take the planet, but I'd lose a lot of ships. Whereas this means we're going to be able to get in here and have no losses whatsoever. Auto repair, super good. Allows you to win fights that you never should win. Yeah, like, they just can't do enough damage to get through the regen. It's like Diablo's monster regen rate. If you can't get through the regen, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you guys want to run away? Okay. Because you know you can't hurt me. Like, these ships don't really have much in the way of offense. Like, 22 hard beams is like, whatever. Doesn't really matter, though. If they can't hurt me, I'll win eventually. Alright, we got 197 against 45. 197 against 45. That should be enough. I hope. So we can take, like, 4-to-1 casualties and still take this planet. But they do have a bit of an edge in technology, right? Alright, so they have powered armor. That's plus 10. And they have hand phaser, which is plus a lot. I think that's like plus 20. All right, come on, guys. As I said, I don't know if this is enough. I think we win this, barring really bad. All right, we seem to be doing well enough that we're going to capture it. That last guy killed like 7 Darloks. All right. Only 77 factories. Give me something good. Oh, please not just range 8. Oh, come on. That's all we got? We just got range 8? Okay. Whatever. Really? It's just totally random what you pull? I was like, that's all we got? Okay. Well, hey, it's still a tech. And hey, we got another planet. Also, note that relations just went to insane with the Clacons because we just hit one of the Silicoid planets who they're at war with. So let's dial them up for a non-aggression pact. Range 8 secured. Yeah. Excellent. So we just increased our relations with them. And now what we need to do is we need to get... I was going to say we need to flood in population here, but I think that we already have popping coming. This is a small planet. We need atmospheric terraforming here. All right, so now we need to defend this new conquest. Oh, we did not get the option to rename it. I forgot that you don't get that option in this game. All right, well, let's build up this planet. We've already got enough pop-in coming. And then we'll go for, I guess, Donatus next. More heavily armored, but yeah. Too bad we picked up range 8. That's a little bit sad. But hey, if we can get that powered armor, if we can just steal powered armor or hand phaser, then we will not have to suffer horrendous casualties on every assault. How close are we to the next council vote? Okay, hanging in there. Also, the Akari, we actually managed to stay in contact with them. Maybe we are actually close enough to be in contact with them now. Let's see if they disappear in a turn or two. Otherwise, if they don't, then we'll try to get... if they don't disappear, then we'll try to get an actual scout with them. All right, they've got some more stuff incoming. Here, we'll continue trying to build more of these ships. If I can get 6 ships, well, I'll be maybe able to take... No, probably need a few more ships to take out 25 bases. That's an awful lot. But hey, Omicron, well... Are there any softer targets here? Well, we'll take our time. We can always start building more ships, but for right now, the focus needs to be on defending this spot. We actually should reserve spend for this, shouldn't we? Get it stood up faster. Just need to get the factories built. All right, so this planet can hold up to 200 factories. It only had 77. That's nice. Let's get this planet stood up, and then we'll see if we can maybe make a play for Donatus. That's probably the logical next target. All these other bases are too well defended. Like Vox is super valuable, but it's probably too well defended. So it's probably this one. Those missiles that they fired at me didn't really do that much damage. So, all right. Hey, that's great. We actually managed to take over a planet. We actually increased in size. Maybe it could be Omicron as well. Oh, I should have built something for them to go after here so that they'll stick around. Probably just all going to retreat here. Yeah. Whoa, we actually have enough initiative that we can get in a shot before they run. Normally they just always run. Yeah, we should probably build like a scout here or something. Oh, weapons. We have this means we get at least scatter pack or powered armor, although I don't think we can get powered or hand phaser. So this should be scatter pack. This should be scatter pack 7. Oh no, it's hand phaser. Yay! Awesome. That's a huge upgrade. We were using hand lasers before this. Hand lasers are +5. This is +25. That'll make it vastly easier to invade. Much easier. So, What's on these planets down here? Well, this planet only has 5. This planet only has, well, could go for Omicron. It does have 23 bases, but it's a poor world. And this planet's probably easier to go after, honestly. But hey, we were able to fight that off. Cool. Now we'll go back to shipbuilding here. We're actually close to getting another round of these ships built. No one's attacking us. Actually, Klystrom's not being targeted at all. That's kind of nice. I'm going to need to spend a little bit more time building up this planet, though. I actually probably should have one of these planets go on the reserve. Bit of a shame that this planet's only pop 50. This was a size 10 Inferno planet at the start of the game. It's a truly weak location, but hey, a planet is better than not having a planet, right? So everything that we get is, I mean, you know, this is another 200 factories and 50 pop, so makes a difference. Definitely helps. And it appears as though we have not losing contact with the, it appears that we're not losing contact with these guys, the Alkari. So let's see if we can get a spy with them. I'm not going to bother signing them to trade because I don't think it matters at this point. And I would like to get a report on both of these guys, but I have literally nothing with the Alkari, so yeah. All right, hey, making progress. Let's play up to the next council vote, and then we can stop there. As long as everyone's still at war with the Silicoids, we're pretty safe in the council vote. So yeah, if we get another, well, we still would like to take construction if it's an option, but weapons would give us scatter pack 7, and that would make us pretty safe against anything anyone can throw at us. We're also not that far off from the planetary shield 10. I know we're close to that. Yeah, class 10 planetary shield getting close. So there's no need to rush. Like, this is not going to be a fastest finish competition or anything like that. We're just taking our time. And we lost contact with the Mechlars. Yeah, well, we briefly had contact with them. So is this another attacking coming? No, this ship is, oh, this is the retreating stack. Okay. So we're getting close there on factories, but I will have to set one of these planets to reserve spending. I'd like to get all of these out. Here, you, Crimson, you can go on reserve spending for now. It's not like we're doing much research at the moment. Kind of relying on spies and tech thefts. But yeah, we'll just hang out here and build this up, and get the base, get first max factories, get the bases up, and then by about that time we should be ready to go for the next target. But clearly we need more time. I'd rather defend this world, make sure it doesn't get reconquered. That's the main thing. Oh, we actually have an attacking coming. Okay. Doesn't look too formidable. We'll just build some more bases, make sure they're all up to date. That's why you always want to keep checking each turn, just to be sure. It would be nice if we had a rich planet. We don't. This is definitely probably the worst starting position I've played on stream for a Master of Orion game. Yeah, so this will max factories in 2 turns, and then we can start building bases. If I can get like 10 bases here, I'll feel pretty safe. All right, have we gotten a spy report on these guys yet? No. Silicoids, still nothing new. Build a scout so they don't just run off. Yeah, this planet already has a scout, but you're right, I should on some of these worlds. All right, Nazgul finished one of these, so let's keep this group together with the other ones. And I will keep it up, keep shipbuilding, because this design seems to be pretty good. Now I realize I got the additional engine tech, but I'm waiting for something else more significant to redesign the ship into something stronger. I'm waiting for like another tech. I guess I could redesign with Megabolt cannons, and that wouldn't be bad. In fact, I probably should have done that because I really like the Megabolt cannon a lot. We'll see. If we can get like another big tech steal, then I think we'll redesign. Like if we could get powered armor, that would be pretty significant because it'll be another round of construction tech. All right, what am I actually doing here? I'm just clicking menus. Did I actually double production here this turn? No, I did not, which is what I was supposed to do. Okay, so this is going to max factories. We'll let that do that. And then we'll start the shield. And as I said, I want to get about 10 bases. And this plan will be done with that. And then this is about to finish. Yeah, we really picked their tech tree clean. Let me just see real quick what I could do if I were to put a new design on, just for quick sake here, whether I could like actually put a significant number of better stuff on here. All right, so if I put the metal scanner and the auto repair on, what am I looking at in terms of what I could fit on here? Actually, I can actually fit a lot more stuff on here. This actually is enough that it is significant enough to change this. All right, so let's get megavolts. I can actually fit a lot more guns on this design. Should have done this before I built that other last ship, but that's okay. All right, and then we want the antimatter bombs. Same thing, I want about 30 of these. That's a pretty good number, but then this will actually have some much better ship-to-ship combat. They can fit a lot of these megabolts on, which are better weapons than the hard beam anyway, against anything except very, very heavily shielded targets. I can fit a lot of these on. Okay. Never mind, I should have done this a while ago. I mean, this is a much more expensive ship, but it's also a much better ship. I can fit, yeah, I can fit a lot of these on here. Okay, well, let's put more bombs on too then. 40 bombs? Geez, okay. This is all right, this isn't even close. The ship is vastly better than the previous one. All right. Megabolt 5. Yeah, that's a much better ship. Let's look at the comparison. So it does cost 20% more about, but instead of 22 hard beams, it has 56 megabolt cannons. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, as you get more tech, you can fit more on the holes, and the weapons get less expensive to build. Like, they become cheaper too over time. So it all gets a lot better with time. All right, let's fight this off then. Yeah, eventually you can start to fit stuff on small holes, which is just crazy. Like, stuff that would have required large holes could eventually fit on small holes. All right, so in terms of the planet, we're using stingers. Oh, so they have a new design with scatter packs. Well, that's nasty against ships, but it's not a threat to my bases. Like, it doesn't matter against my planets, so. But I would like to kill these Makos. Well, let's take out the big design, just because it doesn't have cloaking. I'm going to kill the huge. I have to keep firing at it. It looks like it's going to escape. I have missiles tracking it, but it looks like it got away. Oh well. So I didn't manage to kill very much there. Oh, hey, no worries. That's the whole idea of being able to ask questions in chat. All right. So we fought off yet another attack there. So it looks like you can almost build the shield in one turn. All right. Meanwhile, shipbuilding, and then you can go back over to building a ship. We'll have two of these designs. So when these two designs pop out from these two planets, we'll have 6 of these ships. Then I'll go after Donatus. So this is 4 turns. And then it's going to take is only 1 turn. Yeah, it's probably only 1 turn's transit time. So in 4 turns, we'll start getting pop transports ready. We will not have as much of a slaughter because we were able to get some of that tech, the ground tech. And in the meantime, we're just building up this planet so that Klystrom can defend itself. It's maxed out on factories. Yeah, so we'll have about, so how long does it take to move from here to here? 2 turns? Yeah, 2 turns. Okay. Oh, we got an attack incoming. Do I need to be concerned about this? I don't think so. Oh, there is a new design, that Polaris. I think we're okay, though. I think I'm okay to have this planet just keep building ships. Maybe I'll build like one base before they arrive. All right, so let's see, 3 turns. Hold on, let me see. If this, so that'll be there, and so this ship will be here in 3 turns, and then in 4 turns I can attack. So I want to start sending stuff that's 4 turns out from Donatus. That's only 3 turns. All right, so we'll start next turn. Mars has got to be 3 turns as well, right? Only 2 turns. Okay. We're actually very close to getting the next tier of planetary shield. We're just not doing much research right now because we're either shipbuilding or pumping the reserve. It's true, they don't have any new weapons to put on it, so that's why it's not that scary. I think that's right. All right. So yeah, you can just hold on shipbuilding. Again, it takes forever to build these things, but like as long as they stay. All right, so 3 turns until we attack, 2 turns until that ship's there, and then 1 turn to move. So anything that's 3 turns out, we're going to start sending to Donatus. And we're going to send big again so we can take over this planet. And I just sent 1/3 of the planet's population off. That's only 2 turns. Oh, is everything else only 2 turns? I guess so. Okay. All right, so this is kind of standard. We're using reserve spending to increase the speed at which Klystrom builds missile bases. Now, normally we'd prefer to have like a rich planet to help out with this, but we don't, so we can't. All right, we finally got the scout on these guys. Okay. They don't have much of interest. I mean, compared to the silicoids, these guys would be a lot easier to take over, wouldn't they? They're certainly a lot weaker than our neighbors. These guys are like a joke, so we might want to head in their direction, but grinding down the silicoids is not a bad plan. It's just these guys are so weak in comparison. Got to hit the silicoids first. I don't want to hit the Klakons because they're my allies. Silicoids are the big dogs. We're actually still not even on pace to be nominated in this next election. Yeah, if we can grind down the silicoids, the game is... Oh, we have 5 spies in their territory? What? 5 spies? Well, if we could steal powered armor, that would sure be nice. It's like it's construction number 1, and then weapons number 2, propulsion number 3. Force fields are low priority because we almost have planetary shield finished. And the cloaking device is not bad, but it's not a huge priority. Okay. Are there fewer silicoid worlds? Yeah, they've lost some out. They had some over here that they've lost. No, they're definitely losing territory because they've been at war with everyone the entire game. All right, well, we said propulsion is a higher priority than force field was lowest. Energy pulsar, okay. This is good against lots of small ships, so if you're fighting the Alkari, we're not seeing a lot of small ships from the silicoids, so I don't think it's going to be that useful against them. But hey, it's another tech stolen. Adds to our tech levels. We can stop spying with these guys. Let's get a fresh spy on... I guess we'll try to get it with these guys if we don't lose contact yet again, which is quite likely. Yeah, so we cleaned out everything in propulsion. Yeah, it's construction, weapons. I mean, one of the things that cleaning out these techs does is if we land and invade successfully, we're much more likely to get powered armor and scatter pack. So it does serve a purpose elsewhere too. All right, so transfer this here. And this planet will now have the 10 bases I said I wanted it to have. And now we send this forward because it'll take 2 turns to get there. And now we're going to send a boatload of population from other worlds. Poor Iowa has had regrowing. It's going to take a little bit to regrow, but all right. Crimson, 25. Yeah, that's still going to be... Actually, we'll do more. I want to see if I can take this planet over on the first turn. Even if it crushes some of these planets to send all this. That's why we've got them. That's why we've got these planets, is for stuff like this. All right, Mars, 2 turns, Mossad, 2 turns. Yeah, you can send a lot. 40 million? It's a third of the planet's pop. All right. Oh, and this planet's getting attacked again. Okay, I think this planet's fine. Well, I need this to finish building that ship. I need Nazgul to do a turn of research because every other planet's regrowing population. Is this 2 turns? Oh, this is 2 turns. Okay. Well, I guess I got to send from here then. But I will not... And this is probably also 2 turns. Oh, no, that's 1 turn. But I need to finish this ship here. We'll trickle a little bit into research, and then Nazgul can send. I will try to send 25, so I might have to send each turn. I think it can do about that many. And then, yeah. Okay. All right, we should be set then. And you can get there in 1 turn. Perfect. I'll send you next turn then. Is there any kind of production delay mechanic? No, there is no production delay mechanic. Good question. All right, here they come back again. A lot of these ships. So we want to kill as many ships as we can. So what's on the Polaris? All right, it's got scatter packs. So it's mostly scatter packs. It does have energy pulsar, but mostly scatter packs. Okay. So what do we want to fire at? Probably just the Barracudas because it's the largest stack. Oh, I have 2 of these. That's right, because I had the auto relocate. All right, well, let's see how this ship performs in battle. We don't want scatter packs. We want this. I'm gonna let these ships come to me because remember they have different movement speeds. Some of them move faster than others. Let's just get rid of you with 1 volley. Dodging missiles. We have enough shielding that like those missiles are not really doing anything. Let's wait and see what they do. Here they come. I love the Mega Bolts. I just love the way they look. All right, fresh turn now. Probably should have waited and then when they decloaked, fired. I know I said that before too. I don't think it really matters. We're at 1700 out of 1800 health. That was the pulsar that they just used. And not that it really did a whole lot. Goodbye. I mean, this looked like we were outnumbered at the start of the fight, but it turns out that our ships are just a lot better constructed than theirs. I mean, yeah, like that did some damage, I'm not going to lie, but... Oh, uh-oh, colony ship. Uh-oh. It's just like whomp. And we suffered no losses, and all those ships heal back to full. So, yeah. Auto repair huges, there's a reason why I've used them for the last 15 years while playing this game. There is a penalty if you don't research. You start to lose some of your accumulated research. So that's why you always want someone doing research somewhere. Even if it's not much, you want someone somewhere doing research. You start to lose some of your accumulated investment. Yeah, I really abused some of these planets for population. So a lot of them are hurting pretty badly here. I went very heavy on the population transports. Okay, so this world here... we're going to send population as well, because it's actually quite close. But I don't know if I want to go quite as crazy here, because I do need to be ready to defend. All right. So Nazgul was not quite able to send 25 million. It was able to send a little bit less than that. So we'll send like 18 and see if that fills it back up again. Klystrom is just building bases. I'm fine with that for the time being. Athos, I think, can defend itself just fine. There is a new ship there in the Mako. How long until they arrive? 2 turns? All right, well, let's send Pop this turn and then go from there. We are doing research somewhere, aren't we? Yeah, if not a lot. All right, and we sent our ships forward. So we should be able to take this world, hopefully. It's not very well defended. It's just the missile bases. And they have 25. All right. We should have enough. I would expect that they'll be able to kill some of my ships. But see, the Mega Bolt goes first because it has higher initiative. Remember, they can only fire at one of the 2 stacks at a time. They will probably fire at the harder beam. Love that name. No, they're actually firing at this stack. Okay. Well, I think we'll just absorb this shot then. Hopefully it doesn't kill a ship. It did. Ow. My precious new design. Waiting to fire on these when they decloak. Yeah, my ships are not invincible. Ow. Well, that's the cost of getting next to the planet. We just killed 6 bases. I thought they might kill 1. It looks like they're going to kill more than... Looks like they already killed 2. Again, you can't take over planets without some losses. We probably lose another ship here. Again, they have Scatterpack 7 here, so it's not like their weapons are pretty formidable, but they will not kill another ship. Fortunately, we still have enough bombs. We have six count bombs left. Yeah, as I said, there was 25 bases with Scatterpack 7. I'm not surprised. All right, well, we steal this because we have no other choice. But the transports got through. We have 187 transports incoming. As I said, hey, so unlike the last time, we now have Hand Phaser, which means things are much better. So we're down Tritanium to Adamantium. That's a new one. So that's +5 for Adamantium. Armored Exoskeleton versus Powered, that's +10. And then they are the Defenders, so they get +5. So they get +20 to their dice rolls. I mean, the way that this works is we roll a dice from 1 to 100 on my side, roll a dice from 1 to 100 on their side, and then they get +20 to their dice roll. I mean, it's actually like we get 100 and they get like 120. But I mean, you gotta suffer some losses to break through. Oh, there's the Scatterpack 7s. Now we have the Scatterpack 7s. What I was really hoping for was powered armor. We actually lost contact with the Meklar again. Okay. Well, we broke through and we took the target. Now we've got to continue building up. So we actually lost a lot of fleet strength there. But I mean, that's why you build those ships, is for that exact reason. So now it's time to keep building. All right. Meanwhile, I was going to dump reserve spending in, but then I realized I don't actually have any reserve to spend here. All right. So we got a council vote in 2 turns. Let's consolidate here. Klystrom is I'll just build bases for the time being because I don't have it's a very small world at only 50 pop. We need to, actually no, we can't terraform. I guess we already have max pop there. Actually, we're over the population limit. It's apparently 50 max. Wait, no, they have toxic waste built up here, so it can actually hold more than that. We'll do this. I actually have more pop incoming, so that's helpful there. All right. So here at Athos, we've got an attack incoming. Let's finish regrowing this pop. And then we'll put a turn into bases just to make sure we have the most up-to-date tech for bases. At Nazgul's remaxed. We have another attack incoming here too. But I think we're okay. We have 38 bases. I think we're all right. Let's go back to shipbuilding here for the time being. Now we can move our relocate orders forward. What is it? It's like Alt-R. Alt-R is the command that shifts all your relocate orders forward. All right, Mossad has basically remaxed as well. I'll go back to rebuilding one of these. And Athos is a ways away. So we lost a good chunk of our fleet there. But we did manage to take the planet, and that's what ultimately matters. All right, this planet is ready to go back to teching again, and same here. But, we've gone from, if we can hold this, which I think we should be able to, we'll go from 6 planets to 8. I mean, that's a big shift. And then hopefully the way is cleared for our next targets in line. This planet would be super valuable, but 35 bases is not going to be easy to crack. All right, anything new in terms of tech that would be helpful for us? We actually could really use a higher force field tech so that we wouldn't take so much damage against these. Wow, we did not get powered armor, unfortunately, or adamantium. Well, you know, the cloaking device would be good too. I could put the cloaking device, and then I would take very little damage on the approach. That would be huge to steal. Yeah, need to clean pollution. That's why I'm spending a little heavier on the eco. Oh, and I wanted to get some reserve spending. So Crimson, why don't you go back on reserve spending again? Give me a little bit extra to dump into this world. All right, let's clean this up. Fight off these latest attacks. Oh wait, no, now I do want Scatter Pack. I was like, no wait, I do want Scatter Pack because now I have Scatter Pack 7, and that's much better. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to use Scatter Pack 5 because that does 6 damage, but I do want to use Scatter Pack 7. That does 10 damage. Like, again, they have decent shielding. They have shield 5, but it's 7 missiles at a time. So yeah, that's worth doing. All right, so what do we want to kill here? What is actually dangerous? I don't want to fire at the huge because it's going to be hard to kill them before they retreat. Let's just fire at that. Let's just fire at that Mako stack first. Where is it? Here we go. And then I'll fire at this stack next. All right, let's get you out of there. Well, that did some work. Yeah, these Scatter Pack 7s are mighty fine missiles. Wow, these are rather good. All right, so let's go back to shipbuilding there. And Donatus has maxed at 75. Okay. These are actually some very weak. These are some very weak planets. This is base size 10, and then this is base size 35. Not very good, but that's why they were possible to take over. Better to hit the weak planets first. All right, Nazgul is fine. I don't think we need to upgrade bases here. We should be able to fight that. Oh, we would like to put a weak ship over there if we could, but yeah, I can't put a scout because like if I try to build a scout, I build 78 of them, which I don't want. So, well, it is what it is. I don't have a scout to put over that planet, and I can't get one there. I guess technically I could build a scout that has like movement 5 and route it from Mars to Nazgul, but come on, that would just be silly. All right, so Donatus. Transfer to Donatus. We'll double its production. Get down there. How many factories survived capture? Less than 100. So it can build 4 times factories. So it can hold 300 factories. So we're going to have to hold here for a couple turns. That's fine. We can hold here for a little bit, rebuild our shattered fleet, and then look for what our next target is. Whether it's this... I don't really want to target a poor planet. Maybe it's this one, although 35 bases is kind of scary. Because we just barely got through the 25. I mean, I'd certainly like to hit Altair, which is vastly weaker, but it's just a little far out of the way. This planet, maybe this toxic rich planet, it only has 17 bases, and it's a rich world. Maybe. We'll think about it. Yeah, trade is finally ticked up to being pretty significant because I've had stable trade with the Klakons for such a while. So they're allied with the Alkari. I actually need to get a fresh scout on those guys. Yeah, there's very little I want with them. Let's put a tick of spending into the Klakons to get a fresh scout on them. But yeah, we're in great shape. Look, we're gonna have the Silicoids will be the council opponent, right? I don't know if I'm gonna be nominated, but if I am, like everybody hates these guys. I might be able to. I don't think I can win at this council vote, but I don't think I'm that far off winning either. Now the danger would be is if the Silicoids fall below the Klakons in population, then it would actually be dangerous. But We'll deal with that when the time comes. For this council vote, we're very safe. Like, there is a moment of danger if the silicoids fall below the clacons and pop, because then I'd have the situation where the silicoids and clacons both vote against me, but that will not happen in this vote. And hopefully by the time that happens, we'll be in a safe position. All right, tech looks good. Next turn. So we'll fight off these attacks, and then we'll... Yeah, this is the big attack, but they're just going to run away. Oh wait, no, I do want scatter packs again. They're almost certainly just going to run away. We'll hit that Barracuda stack just because it has 66, but I'm pretty sure that they're just going to run away. I need to get a scout over this planet, so they'll stick around to fire at the scout. Anti-missiles? Well, that's such a low-level tech. I don't really want to put anti-missiles on, but it wouldn't hurt. It's actually not a bad idea. Let's consider that for next week. I am not nominated. Okay. I'm very close to being nominated, though. So they have 14 out of 43. Is that enough for them to still block the vote? 14... no, it's just barely short of being enough. They don't have a veto block. So 15 votes is a veto block right now. So 14 against 10, pretty close. I probably have 8 or 9 right now. Yeah, again, so the vote is split, which almost always happens when the AI is nominated. So we have 8. Okay. So we're still not very close to a veto block, for better or for worse. We'll just give the big relations boost again to these guys. All right, so the game is far from being wrapped up, but hopefully we're finally breaking out of our little corner of the map, hopefully, because the silicoids are starting to get weaker, starting to be worn down. Yeah, you're not wrong, though. Anti-missiles would not necessarily be bad, because they do help out against... They're useless against anything except missiles. I'm sure that we could trade for that with no difficulty whatsoever. Before I forget and stop the stream. Anti-missiles. I'm not giving that. Yeah, reduced industrial waste 80%. Okay. That's the lowest level reduced industrial waste tech. Sure, have fun with that. I should have read the description of that again. It's actually a little while since I've seen them. But yeah, that might be useful because like the one threat that we're seeing is these missiles. So I actually have no Megabolt 5s right now, so I could just redesign this ship immediately and put that on there. Like, why not? Again, I'm about to stop the stream, but I want to, while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we can just slap well, we have to take a few weapons off for that. How much space does the anti-missiles take up? 730. 40% chance missiles destroyed. That's a big deal at reducing those losses. All right, so we'll take a couple bombs off. As I said, this is why you don't normally see me building this, because it does eat up a lot of space. But in this situation, I actually do think it's the right decision. All right, Megabolt 5, this time with the anti-missile rockets. Just because it is true that the main threat right now is those missiles. And before I forget, let's queue these up in the shipbuilding world so we don't build 500 scouts next turn. Otherwise, I would probably forget. And hopefully that'll cut down on some of the losses. That's a good suggestion. All right, so yeah, we need to rebuild our forces, and then we need to stand up this planet, and then we need to think about where we're going to attack next. But clearly, we're on the move right now. Clearly, we are making progress, gaining territory. So, Mossad's on the wrong ship. Okay, thanks, guys. Mossad is on the harder beam, not the Megabolt, the harder beam. Yeah, so we have a pair of these coming out. Well, they're coming out every now and then. I don't have any truly good shipbuilding worlds. Like, no planets that are rich, no planets that are, like, just massive in population. At least we are researching atmospheric terraforming for some of these worlds, but we're just not doing much research. Anyway, so this is a great place to stop for the stream. We'll pick this up next week. I'm feeling much better about this game. It's going to be an insanely long game by year. We're already at 2,500 and we're not even close, but hey, we kind of have busted out of this corner and things are looking up. Things are looking up. We'll continue taking it to the silicoids, And once we can get a little bit closer, we'll probably see if we can hit the Alkari because they are insanely weak and it would be super easy to take them over. But let's continue grinding our way forward for the time being. All right, have a great weekend, folks. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys again. Oh, one last note. Teamfight Tactics, we will should be bringing back next week because the upcoming set should be on the PBE next week, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Have a good one.